Welcome back. So this is episode 3 of my homebrew, which is called Eclipse Night Eternal. Just to give you another rundown of the campaign synopsis. Darkness, unending darkness. 2 months ago, a second moon slowly ascended and encompassed the entire circumference of the sun. This new moon has created a state of fear and confusion as cities have fallen into a state of chaos. Leaders have amassed but have been unable to come to a conclusion for this phenomenon. Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, a month ago, bursts of red flooded from the moon as monolith-shaped stones crashed into the earth. Ravens initially brought word that this was a common occurrence throughout all the major cities, but the updates have stopped over a 10-day ago. Strange growths have begun appearing on those among the lower class without homes outside the city. Rumors of strange behavior and violence among these groups have been spreading. There are even rumors of radical groups forming, viewing this all as a sign from the gods, which the party has kind of come into contact with a bit. So last we left off, the party kind of did a mission for the leaders of the Delora Keep, Bonham and Valletta Delora. They got some rewards from that. They found out some very weird things were happening to some of the upper class citizens, the nobles of the city. And last they left off, they got a couple missions, and they were taking a long rest at the Cowering Cockatrice, which is the tavern and lodge for Delora Keep. Are you laughing? So we have a new person playing with us today.
Hey.
Are we on table view now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
I mean, is that your job?
No, you can introduce yourself.
Like my real self?
Yourself, and we'll get into your character later.
Oh, I'm Bianca.
Hi, Bianca.
This is my wife. This is my wife. And then we have some of the other normal people here. And then the person who was sick last time is back to join us.
I was sick last time, okay? And I'm still sick, so...
Well, I'm glad you made it out.
Anything for you guys.
Alright, so, you tricked her.
No.
Alright, so...
We're going to Hobby Lobby, come on.
Oh, weird, Lawrence's house.
Well, weird things happen
Don't
at
go
Hobby
there.
Lobbies.
What?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys later.
Story for the break.
Yeah.
So, you guys are, I guess, currently taking your long rest. Alwyn kind of had some madness come over him, and he took an early sleep because he seemed a little freaked out about some of the things that were happening. That came from touching the stone that was in the cave.
And casting Identify.
That's true.
So level 2 now.
Yeah, they're level 2. So, you guys kind of walked around after Alwyn went up to sleep, talked to some people who gave you a couple quests that they wanted you to take care of, and I will say you laid down and you successfully completed a long rest.
Woo!
What time would it be? I guess try to wake up as early as we could. Probably maybe around 8 a.m. I would be up. I guess go out to the hallway, see if anybody else is. Is the tavern open as, like, if you come out of your room, is a balcony to look down, or is it just walled off?
Just closed rooms. You have a window to the rooms, but no balconies.
Okay, so I'll go and knock on the door to Percival, and I don't know if Plays with stayed in the internet.
Where would you have stayed?
I think I was in the end.
Okay, and I would have knocked on his door as well.
Okay.
Wake them up.
What is it?
We have some more things to get done today. Talking with some people around town, if you're up for it. Has anyone seen Alwyn since yesterday?
How's the volume?
It's not picking up the music. But it's okay.
If nobody said anything, I'll go knock on his door as well.
Did you guys answer if you've seen Alwyn?
I'll just hand it on.
Are you awake or are you still snoring?
I'm gonna wait for now.
Okay.
I'll go knock on the door just to check on him, even though he went to bed before each of us.
Okay.
Oh, you're knocking on my door?
Yes.
Just a minute. And then you hear like something stumble in the room, and then I come and open the door. I'm like, my hair's all like fucked up, and I've got like bags under my eyes.
Seems like you didn't sleep well.
No, I didn't.
Well, do you feel better from yesterday, at least?
I don't know. I just woke up. Could you give me like 10 minutes? I'll be downstairs.
Yeah, we'll get some quick breakfast and see you down there.
Would you mind ordering me a plate? Anything. I'll just take anything. Honestly, thank you. I'll see you downstairs, and I shut the door in his face. Not trying to be rude, but
All right. Well, I think we should get something to eat. Get a nice, good start on the day. I forgot what the barkeep's name was.
might need to turn it down a little bit.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry the doctor yesterday. But
His name is Thermere Belgium.
Oh yeah, that was on the page.
So, what are your passives?
12.
13.
I don't know. 12.
Okay. So, as you guys head down the stairs, you've kind of seen that the bar here hasn't been too rowdy. There hasn't been a lot of people. There's the Franco that you met last time. Him and his family are up eating breakfast. You do look over to the bartender and you see him speaking with, in your travels, would any of you have come in contact with tieflings before? Probably them more so than you.
Yeah.
Because tieflings aren't very common. You stuck to the forest, right? Have you ever come into town for much?
For little things, but most time I just gather stuff in the forest.
I don't see why we wouldn't have. I mean, they're a natural race to come by.
So you guys see Thermere, and he's currently in conversation with a female tiefling.
We'll listen and, well, we won't try to make it so we are obviously listening, but try to just passively listening to what
Like you're up next to get service, so you're just kind of hanging.
Yep.
So Thermere Belgium he's the owner and the operator of the Cowering Cockatrice, which is the tavern that they stay in. What would you be talking to him about? Would you be seeing if he knows anybody who might be able to help you with your issues, or?
Yeah, I would just be asking him, like, if he has any contacts or has he heard anything in passing, other patrons.
Asking about anything in particular, like if he knows
Just
anything
if
about.
he knows anything about why people are acting so weird.
Okay.
What does a tiefling look like?
She's purple skinned.
Yeah, and I have worse.
I think you have red eyes or black. I think you chose black eyes.
Do you have any other features that might stand out besides your purple skin?
Black hair, purple skin. Not really.
Probably
Like,
just a
it's just like a
regularly
standard-
dressed person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leathers.
Okay.
So Thermere will tell you that actually, if you're looking for somebody to assist you in your endeavors, you might want to talk to these folks over here. They've actually agreed to help me with some of the things I need them for. You could see if they'd be willing to help you. I think they've seen a little bit more than I have, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, I was going to order breakfast, but you are...
I'm Lilith.
Lilith. Nice to meet you, Lilith. Yeah, Sharif.
Nice to meet you.
And this is my partner.
Percival Meowington III.
Oh, nice to meet you.
And they are both cat people. They look like cats.
They look like cats.
Yeah.
They're eating cats.
Never seen anyone like them before.
You might
But
have,
I've
not necessarily
been
around
living
here.
with
You've been
Chef
sticking
Marley.
here, so I would say that there's probably not a lot of tabaxi in the area, so you've probably heard of them. Give me a history check. Roll a d20 and add your history modifier.
So 16.
So yeah, in your time speaking with your parents, you've heard stories of what tabaxi would seem like. They're basically humanoid figures that have fur and have the features of cats.
Cool.
Well, if Theramir is correct and you're looking to a little more adventure to figure out what's going on, you're more than welcome to join us. We're going to get a little bit of breakfast first. If you want to come sit
Is
with
it just you two, or is there like
No,
more
we have
people?
we
You
have
have a
this
bigger party?
wonderful fellow here plays with.
Ball in.
Oh.
So he's a little gnome, so he's kind of a small man. He looks very
Like,
dirty.
get down.
He smells kind of funny because he lives in the forest. And as you look over to him, you see he's like feeding a nut to a little squirrel
Yeah, there's
perched
an
on his
albino
shoulder.
squirrel.
Oh, where's the owlbear? Pup.
Garrett's up in my room.
Okay.
His name's Garrett.
Yeah, we've
Oh yeah, you named him last time.
Yeah, we found a owlbear family the other day that sadly enough the mother feasting on her cubs. They managed to save one. We have one more who will be joining us soon. He's upstairs getting ready. He should be down to join us.
Put his
But,
makeup on.
But Theramir, if we could have a couple plates of breakfast.
Oh, of course, sir. And he will go into the kitchen and start making you food.
Around this time, I kind of get to the top of the stairs, and when I start to step down, my spell book actually like dislodges from my side because I have like this cool little clip that kind of holds it on my belt, and it just goes and goes tumbling down the stairs and hits the bottom like, and then I just sort of collect
And it
myself.
lands near your feet.
My feet?
Yeah.
Ow. What's this?
And then I walk downstairs. Sorry, terribly sorry. I grab it and go. I haven't seen you in town. What?
No, I'm new here. I'm trying to find people to kind of explain to me what's going on. I live kind of in a rural area with my parents.
So you currently your parents have a cabin that's actually right next to the Delora Farms.
Isn't that far from where we are?
Not very far.
No. Okay.
And I see you've met my friends, and I kind of peek around and look at them.
Morning.
Theramir's bringing us breakfast.
I'm Alwyn, by the way, and I go to shake your hand. I'm a mage from the Chromatic Citadel. I was tasked with investigating things going on around here, and sort of been left to my own devices, and I have slight regrets. I didn't say that out loud. I'm going to sit down, excuse me, and then I'll go sit down and start like scarfing down
Okay.
food.
And Thermir just says standard cost of food, which is... I'll tell you in 1 second. So it'll be 5 copper pieces a piece.
I'll cover for the table.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I'll give him 3 silver.
Okay. Do you need change, sir?
All yours, sir.
Oh,
you very
thank you.
much.
So am I allowed to ask them a question?
Yes.
What's up with this guy over here? Is he okay?
The other day while we were investigating some of the caves, we came across, if you passed by the center of town, you saw that big stone in the middle of town. We found another one in the cave, and I guess...
No, it was the one in the,
Right,
in the
right.
town that I identified.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay. And he went to go do a little bit more investigating with it, and I guess it had a little bit more effect on him
I'm wondering if that's the stone my parents were talking about.
What did they mention?
Well, they said they went to town to get foods and things like that, and they saw this weird stone. But then when they came back, they were different. So
Like how different?
they just weren't themselves. Like, they seemed like they were just lost.
So you know that they both had some sort of weird effect from coming in contact with the stone. You notice that they normally wouldn't go to town very often, but after the first time they went and they started speaking about it, they started going more often. You can tell that the effect was heavier on your mother than it was your father.
So knowing that she lives on the Delora Farms, how far would she live from Franco?
Franco is actually... Let me pull the map up. So if you're looking at the map, like I said, the farms are obviously the place with like the windmill, the area there. Franco's cabin...
No, this one.
I'll tell you in 1 sec.
Yep, that one.
Franco's cabin is the house that is straight up from the farms. So if you're looking at the farms, his is like straight up on that corner there.
Like in the
the
middle?
peninsula is.
Yeah, on the peninsula.
Right there, over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then also you guys know that the other thing that you were asked to do, what were the other things that you were asked to do?
The other things I remember was Quintus Nielsen hasn't been seen in the 10-day, and trying to figure out what happened to him.
So you know that from the directions you were given for Quintus Nielsen, his is the cabin that is to the left of the one I just told you about on the peninsula.
Okay. And I think the other one was
The farms.
somebody was asking for give us 2 gold for each pound.
That had to do with Quintus Nielsen.
Okay.
Quintus Nielsen was the local hunter,
Okay.
and they haven't had any food stores for a while because he hasn't made deliveries like normal.
And I'll give you that information to say these are the 2 things we have to do today. Try to figure out what happened to Quintus and help out Franco and his family. Apparently they left money under the floorboards, but they left their home because they felt like they were being stalked by something outside.
Okay.
So would you like to accompany them?
Yeah, I mean, if I can, I've got to give back to my parents though, like at some point, and try to help them. But if you guys can, if you think,
Do your parents live out on the farms? Where do they live? Yeah, out there.
You live on a cottage on the farms property.
Delora Farms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly,
I was just
I don't think it would be.
Worried about my parents.
They'll probably be in the same direction. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
maybe we
certainly
can
don't
check
see
on
any
them like
issue.
on the
I
way
mean,
or
we could definitely use the help. I think it would be
Yeah.
more than great to have you join us.
What do you do?
Do I have a job?
You don't have a job.
I just work with my parents, right?
So, kind of with your backstory where it says like what your parents did, if you would like to share that with them about the fact that they were inventors.
What's your class?
Yes.
So her family were
You're fine.
some inventors that. Would you want to share this with them?
Yeah.
Because you
So
don't have
should I
to
just
be
tell them
keep secret.
everything?
You don't have to.
You don't have to tell the whole
anything or-
backstory.
Okay.
So would
They were inventors, and they taught me how to protect myself because I look. You guys see what I look like, so
I think you look fantastic.
thank you. But they just taught me to, treat people how you want to be treated, but protect yourself at the same time. So taught me how to shoot. They're into shooting.
You look different. But that's fine, I'm different.
You sound different too.
Smell different.
Yeah.
I don't notice it.
I'm used to it.
So, if you guys don't mind, before we set out, I need to make a trip back to Fenton's and just check in with him. I got a little information I need to divulge to him, and I can talk to you guys about it later on the road north. Excuse me. Good to meet you. I'll see you in a few,
Okay.
and then I'll take my plate up to the bar. And,
Thank you, sir.
And then walk out the door, and I'm gonna head over to Fenton's place.
Okay.
I forget the name of his store.
Ogma's Insight.
Yeah. Is there any food left in your plate? Do you know?
I scarfed it down.
Okay.
And it's like maybe like crumbs of like
You're gonna eat it.
fried meat and shit. So I walk into the door. And,
Hello.
Fenton, it's Alwyn.
Oh, hello.
Did you happen to hear back from Gautama or the Citadel?
Unfortunately, right now, I'm guessing that he's a bit busy. I haven't heard word yet.
I have one other message I need you to send. And I would appreciate maybe some discretion on this one.
Absolutely.
Between you, me, and just Gautama. And then I'll grab a sheet of parchment out of my bag and then pull out my inkwell and my pen, and I just start writing down the vision, describing the vision that I saw when I casted Identify on the monolith.
Okay.
I'll fold it up and just pass it over to him.
All right, I will make haste with this, and I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too. And then I'll leave.
All right, so you rejoin your party at the Cowering Cockatrice. Would you all have been doing anything, or just kind of hanging back until he came back?
I want to talk to the bartender a bit. Do you have any extra meat that I could give to Garrett?
Are you talking about the animal that you have in your room?
Yes.
What level of meat would you be looking for? I mean, I do have some scraps in the back that are a little past due, if you know what I mean.
That should be fine. I don't
If,
think he's picky.
if you give me about 5 copper pieces, I can give you our stores of things that we were about to throw out.
That's fine, and I'll reach in it.
So he gives you about, I would say, 3 days worth of feed for Garrett.
Okay. Thank you.
Would you all be communicating while you're waiting for Alwyn to come back?
Yeah. And I guess you had already explained that you were kind of like done singer.
Yeah, I just told you guys that my parents taught me how to protect myself and shoot, and so I'm a pretty good shot.
And they would have told you that you're not ready for their creations yet, so they taught you to shoot with a hand crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What class are you?
I don't know.
Fighter gunslinger.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll say, Thermate, can you let Alvin know that we'll be out front checking on the people surrounding the stone?
Of course, sir.
I think it might be best to see what's going on with them and keep an eye and make sure people don't get too out of hand.
Okay. So as you guys start to leave the Cowering Cockatrice, you actually you notice with your perception that you see that he's kind of coming to rejoin the party.
Okay.
I would have gone upstairs to get the elevator.
Okay.
I'll tell everybody he's coming back.
Okay.
And then I'll join up and just say, are we ready to go?
Yeah, I think we stopped by the stone first just to check on people. Just to see what's going on.
Okay.
Don't have to stay long.
Okay. So you guys approach the stone, and you start noticing, you saw it a little bit as you were entering the town, people are just very wacky right now. Give me anybody who's kind of paying attention to the crowd, give me an insight check.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
21.
19.
You two notice What's that?
12.
Same for me.
Okay, so you two get the idea that despite the fact that you're still seeing like groups of like kind of weird looking people just acting kind of funny, it doesn't seem like the same density in the crowds. Almost like there's not as many people around as you've been seeing. Just seems kind of funny to you. You're used to seeing this like packed, like with people that are just acting crazy, and there's still some of that, but it just seems like this time of day you would expect more people to be around here.
Is there increase in guard activity?
From what is going on, you do see the entrance to the Delora Keep. As you notice, there is more of a guard presence.
Also, seeing the people that are there, do they have they shown any signs that we saw with the owlbear? Anybody else where they started to show growths from their skin or anything else?
Give me a perception check.
6.
6? You don't really catch anybody that like catches you off guard with having any sort of weird growths on them or covering up any more so than anybody else.
Well, maybe the guards are starting to pull people away, seeing as though they're trying to keep activity low.
Maybe they're trying to keep people out.
Maybe. Well, I'll say, seeing as though we're going towards your farm, I'll let you lead the way.
Okay. Yeah, I'll show you guys where it is. Anyway.
All right. So let's see.
So as we begin our walk, and we kind of leave the area of the city, I'm going to look around and then speak up to you guys and say, so the identify spell that I casted on the monolith last night, I saw something, and it was quite alarming, actually. I had a vision of the monoliths falling from the sky, and them basically hitting the ground here, and then it sort of fast forwarded into the ocean, which is very strange. And on the ocean floor, a crack formed, and it was a rather large crack. I don't know the correlation of the monoliths on land and the crack on the ocean floor, and then as soon as it cracked, there was this loud, sort of ominous rumble, and then the vision just stopped.
I don't like water.
Well, you are a kitty, so I would assume that you don't. Sorry, I don't mean any offense.
Do not
Are you all right?
I'm still a little shooken from it. Hopefully Fenton can get word to my my mentor, and we can sort of make sense of what's going on.
Is this the first time that you've had Identify do that?
Well, yes. Normally Identify gives you some sort of instructions or
more detail about the item.
Yeah, this wasn't any detail whatsoever.
Maybe it was. Maybe not in the way that you thought, but maybe it is telling a story.
It very well could be. I think we just keep our ears to the ground and our eyes to the sky and just keep our wits about us.
Yeah. Hope we don't come across any more of those things we saw in the woods.
I don't think we've seen the last of them.
What did you guys see in the woods?
Some things that were by far the most unnatural things I've seen.
The horrors beyond recognition.
Were they after you?
Yes.
After they noticed us, yes, they were
Yes.
after us. We managed to get the element of surprise when we first encountered them.
Just to give you an idea, imagine seeing a human from a village with their chest cavity open and long protruding arm-like things that come after you. But then I couldn't really tell if they were really living at all.
It was quite disturbing.
So they were human, but
Humanoid, I would say. They were no longer
They
human.
used to be human,
Yeah.
or whatever the hell they were.
I'm gonna cover Garrett's ears while
You brought him with you.
Yeah.
So he has a baby owlbear following him, and what you would know about owlbears, it's kind of troubling.
It looks like this.
But he's a baby. You know owlbears to be, once they're full-grown and adult creatures, to be pretty menacing. So he actually has a baby one that's just kind of following him as a companion right now. So right now it's just kind of like,
it's cute right now.
yeah, it's just bebopping along. But you know when this thing gets big, it could be pretty scary. So
Maybe if you train him properly.
I'll do my best. Garrett seems nice so far.
All right. So after about, I would say, 45 minutes of walking, you approach the outskirts of the farm area. Lilith is leading you to, I'm guessing, just to your cabin first, or okay.
Yeah.
Any change in animal life on the farm as we walk?
Give me a
Look the
perception
same.
check. You
As
give
when
me
I
a
left.
perception check.
I'm gonna have
8.
8. So you guys look, and you don't really notice anything funny. With you looking for, you kind of haven't noticed if there's any change of anything yet. You don't necessarily notice any livestock, but there's nothing that really like you've seen that would cause you concern currently.
I'm gonna poof Orion into this material plane and tell him, Orion, would you mind just do a quick once over of the area, and he'll be like, whoo, and you'll.
Are you just looking through him?
Yeah.
Okay. So he kind of does a flyover of the area, and yeah, give me a perception check.
That's 10.
10.
Is it obviously it's dark outside,
Yeah.
but is there any additional light that would make it a little brighter?
Currently on the
certain
farm,
areas?
there is no light.
Okay.
So yeah, I need to remember that perception checks will be at disadvantage unless you guys have a light source illuminating a specific area.
Even with dark vision.
Yeah,
Because you only see in grayscale, so you
Gotcha.
don't get the full detail of vision.
Yeah, because
So,
it's basically like it turns dim light into bright light, dark light into dim light.
So is there
And
anybody
dim light, you
here
always want
currently who
disadvantage.
doesn't have dark vision?
I think everybody should.
Yeah, I do.
I have dark vision.
And you do. You have dark vision.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all technically don't need torches, but if you want to be able to see things better, you would need to light a torch. So Orion flies over. He doesn't really see anything that catches him off guard, but he does notice that there is no animal life on the farms. So there's basically just nothing.
Like the cows are gone.
But
They
wasn't
have
it like
animals
kind of
before.
normal when I left? Like wasn't there animals?
No,
when I
you would have
left?
noticed that things have been getting. So think about how. So you lived on a cabin off of the farm. It's almost like your own piece of property. You did know that you lived next to the Delora Farms, who are owned by Balaam. Let me see. Tell me in 1 second. I guess I didn't get that far. All you know is that they're owned by an old veteran named Balaam and his wife. And despite the fact that you and your family had kind of kind dealings with him in the past, you know that ever since your family started getting weird, you've also known that they haven't been around either. You haven't really seen them in quite some time.
Okay.
So which one of these is your house?
Oh, the one straight ahead.
Do you need to? We could
Should
check
we?
on your parents now. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't think that'll be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well if we're passing through. So.
Are there any lights on inside?
There are no lights on inside.
I'm gonna
Walk up to the door and knock.
Are there windows on the cabin?
There are windows. They are currently closed.
Can we see it?
I'm gonna sneakily, or actually I can do it telepathically because I can communicate with them. I'm gonna tell Orion to sort of swoop in and perch up on a windowsill and sort of just peek in.
Okay. Orion flies around and you see that they're shuttered windows, and all of the shuttered windows are currently
Closed. Okay.
So you walk up and knock on the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You knock, and you wait a couple minutes, and there's no answer.
Do I hear any movement inside?
If you want to listen at the door, you can give me a perception check.
Is this your cabin or the farmer's cabin?
This is hers.
Oh, okay.
10.
10. You hear some very low mumbles coming from inside,
Well-
but you can't make out what they're saying.
Is there a chimney to this cabin?
Yes.
The first time she knocked and we're waiting, I would have told Orion to see if he can fly up to the chimney and sort of scuffle down.
Okay. He does so.
Okay. And then once he gets into the fireplace, I want him to sort of just peek around real quick.
All right. Give me a perception check at disadvantage because it is completely dark inside.
He's got advantage on it, so it's just a regular roll.
Okay.
That'll be 20.
So, are you looking through Orion?
Mm-hmm.
So you look over, and you notice a body lying on its back in the middle of the room, and you see another body kneeling next to it, hood pulled over, and they're sitting by it with their arms out like this, and you see them mumbling some sort of words.
It's just one person?
And then a body on the ground in front of them.
Okay. I'm going to have him try to listen to what they're saying and see if I can perceive what they're saying. Do you want to listen check? Perception.
What languages do you speak?
I speak...
Can you hear through him as well?
Yeah. Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Elvish, Sylvan.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
He's got advantage on hearing and sight. Both are 17s, so that'll be 20.
You listen in, and he's mumbling some sort of language that you cannot understand.
Okay.
Can I do a survival check outside to see if there's any abnormal footprints?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to assist him in doing that too.
Is that allowed?
Are you proficient in survival?
I don't. No.
Okay. I would say just normal.
Sorry.
Ooh, 6.
6. It's kind of been a little rainy lately. You can't really make out any specific footprints from anything in the mud.
Can I just check around for anything unusual, not necessarily footprints, but
How do you want to check?
Just looking around. I'll probably, since things are a little bit weird, I'll probably have my bow ready just in case anything pops out.
Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Isn't that one? 4.
4. Nothing really catches your eye,
Okay.
but you are at the ready for if something weird happens.
I'm going to have Ryan to come back up the chimney, and then I turn and ask you, are your parents home?
Well, I haven't been here in a couple days, and I mean, they were when I left, and I didn't say they were going anywhere.
There's somebody
so
inside,
I think they should be.
but it doesn't look good.
What do you mean? What do you mean doesn't look good?
I don't want to alarm you, but I saw somebody lying on the floor, and they looked unresponsive, and then there was another person, hood pulled up and sort of saying something in a language I couldn't understand.
Well, my mom has a robe that she wears a lot because it's cold, so maybe she was just. I think I'd get like really freaked out and like start worrying. Like,
Lilith, we can go check inside if you want. We can wait out here until we figure out what's going on.
no, those are my parents. I need to see what's going on. Like, can I like kick in the door?
So as you go to kick in, you hear this loud, almost like, think of if somebody were going to take their last exhalation breath.
Like a death
And it's
rattle?
yes, and it's very loud compared to what you would normally expect. Like the fact that you can hear it from outside the door. And at this time, give me an attack roll against the door.
Just one.
So you're kicking it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast
So
nature on myself.
so go ahead and roll your d20, and then add that plus your proficiency plus your strength. So it'll be 7.
7. You kick the door,
And fall.
and it actually kind of hurts, but the door doesn't open.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to help me with the door?
Fuck.
What happened?
Alan, if you want to do a
I hurt
combined
my leg
shoulder,
on the door.
I'm not that
Tried
strong.
to kick it in and it didn't work.
Is it locked? I could try my thieves' tools.
Do you check it if it's locked?
Yes.
It's not locked. I'm gonna kick this door open and I can just open. So do you open the door
Very quietly. Or
Alright.
I try to be very
after she
quiet.
just kicked the shit out of it?
Yeah.
You gotta undo what
As-
you just-
I was worried.
As she or he goes to open the door, I'm going to touch you on your shoulder, and I'm going to cast protection from evil and good.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead.
one of those types or all of those?
All of them.
Okay.
So you did that to her.
The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. Target also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throws against the relevant effect.
Okay.
And
I
that
still have
lasts
my bow ready.
that lasts for 10 minutes, and I have to concentrate on it.
Okay. So you go to open the door. Are you trying to do it stealthily?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a
Even though
stealth
she
check.
kicked it.
Cock.
Okay. Would that be stealth or sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
Okay, so that would be 13.
Okay. You feel as if you're opening the door as silently as you can.
Okay.
Do you open it?
Yeah, and I'll just kind of like look inside.
Okay. Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
14.
14. You look over and you see a body laying on the floor. You notice some sort of drawn circle around the body. And as you look in, what's everybody else doing?
I'll be following behind.
I would be close behind too.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
you're
I'm
up
gonna
front
be
as
right.
well.
Yeah.
So,
Just a heads up too, when I casted the protection from good and evil, my arcane ward
surrounds you and you gain the temporary
Yeah.
hit points.
Mhm.
Okay. So as you all look in, you see the body on the floor. You start to hear popping sounds. And you see sharp bone structures start to pop from the different limbs. And as she's laying on her back, you see like the bones start to pop downwards. And then they create almost like leg structures and then you see the head move upwards and then start to pop and turn around, and then you see the jaw start to pop down.
What the fuck?
And you hear that exhale that you heard before start to come out again, and then you see the head look up.
And you said she.
And then she looks up at you all, and then I'm gonna get you to roll in this shit.
I was gonna say, as soon as I see this happen, this is getting up and blast in the face.
That's mean.
And that was the one that was laying on the floor?
Yes.
Yeah, is this one laying on the floor or the one with the hood?
The one on the floor. You see with your 14, you look up and you notice that a window behind the structure is now open, and there's only one person in it.
11.
Hold on one second.
He'll ask for it in like.
So 20 to 25. 15 to 20.
Oh, sorry, 21.
21. Okay. So Percy. So 20 to 15.
19.
18.
Orion had a 16.
Okay. So Yaz.
18.
What's your character's name again?
Plays with squirrels.
Play. Okay. And then you got an 11. Okay.
I had an 11 as well. You go in front of me since your dex is higher than mine.
So as you see this, Percy, you are first.
I assume it's no longer human if it ever was. Does it look hostile?
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna shoot it in the face.
So I need you, when you look in and see this, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you add those numbers to it.
All of them?
No, just whatever one pertains to it. So wisdom, you have a +0, so you don't add anything to the roll.
10.
10?
Music is pretty creepy for what we're doing right now.
I know, I
Makes
found it.
me
I was like, this is
scared.
great for this.
I'm
Perfect.
scared.
Is it playing on the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just picked up from this.
Yeah.
Is anyone with
So-
sorry, go ahead.
As you look on and you see the features of your mother turn into what you've just seen, you retreat into your own mind and you become paralyzed. So you are kind of just staring in disbelief, and your mouth drops, and you feel as if...
And this will tell you what it does, too. If you hit the little drop down, it tells you what paralyzed does.
So you are currently unable to do...
Can't move or talk or anything.
Yep. You are just in complete
Shock.
from what you just witnessed.
Is anybody within 5 feet of it?
No.
Okay. That is 13?
Yes.
Sorry, math.
Unfortunately, that misses.
Okay.
All right.
And then I will, I assume I'm in the way, so I'm gonna bonus action, or no, I'm just gonna move out of the doorway.
Okay.
Just like 5 feet to the doorway, and then I'm gonna try to hide.
Okay.
So that would be 20.
20? Okay. You feel as if you're pretty hidden.
Cool.
All right. So, you see this creature start to crawl up onto the walls. And she moves to the ceiling and then comes close to the door, and she bends down, and then she is going to try to bite. Were you right behind her? Okay. So it's going to move into that space, crawling from the ceiling, and then it is going to try to bite you.
Oh, that makes me want to vomit.
Man, Core's doing such a good job describing it. Making people vomit.
24.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, not even.
Mom's a
Don't
monster.
go so bad. I got you guys into this.
All right, so you take
Oh, we've been here.
7 piercing damage
And 36 points.
and 3 necrotic damage. And it actually, when it moves in, it pierces you, and then it holds you. So you are considered grappled currently.
Grapple is I can't move.
You can use your action to try to escape it, but you are currently stuck.
But I can still do regular attacks.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yes. And you feel right next to your ear this very eerie breathing sound just encompass near your ear.
Yeah, so your speed is 0, and then that's basically it. You can still do things, but you have to either use your action to try to escape it or attack or whatever. You still have actions and everything. Your speed is 0.
I'll do. I'll try to do. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna pull out my Yakla and cast Green Flame Blade on it.
Okay, and then try to make an attack?
Yep.
All right. Roll for attack.
21.
That'll hit.
Sorry for doing this to your mom.
That's
Wait,
not
she
her
didn't-
mom.
She didn't tell us it was her mom, did she?
No, but
Well, he
guess
said I recognized her, and then I just got paralyzed.
You all did notice that she didn't say anything, but she
I'm
did go into shock when she saw it.
Okay.
So you kind of assume.
5 piercing damage, 3 fire damage.
So is the piercing damage considered magical with this attack, or only the fire aspect
I
of
think
it?
it's only the fire.
Okay, so you said 5 piercing.
Mm-hmm.
You think that the piercing didn't do as much as you hoped it would do, and you said how much fire?
3 fire.
3.
And I'm gonna look at Alwyn as this thing is still gripping me, like wake her up out of whatever stupor she's in.
All right. Play.
Where's she standing?
How are you looking, by the way?
Just bloody.
Bloody. Okay. What's that?
Is she in the house?
No, she's outside with you all.
Okay. If I notice her like kind of frozen, I'll walk up and try and like drag her hand and pull her away.
Okay. She's paralyzed, so you can kind of move her a bit. She stumbles as you move, but it would just be half movement to do so.
That's fine. Then I have 25, so I'll move like 15 feet back.
Okay. I'll consider it an interaction, so you don't have to use your action to do so. If you're just kind of
That's all I'm
moving
gonna
her-
do. I'm just
okay.
gonna try and like.
Okay. Alrighty. So you're able to move her.
Okay.
She stumbles a bit, but she moves. And when you get to where you're going, she kind of falls to her knees, just in shock. All right.
Okay.
Orion,
Um,
get your jacket.
It's on my legs.
Half a blanket.
What?
oh, let's see.
No, you're fine.
I farted on that
It's
a lot.
always been.
You
here.
did?
Yeah, I sit there normally.
The face.
I'm sure he touch
did.
uppins you all the time.
No, actually.
Oh, what a
He's
gentleman.
nice that he doesn't do
You don't touch up in her?
No,
No.
because she would kill
I
me
would
if I
really
did
kill
that.
him.
See, I'm smart. I don't mind joking with her, but I know there's certain things that she would probably physically attack.
Yes.
He's going to try to fly in and give some sort of distraction to this thing that has him
Grapple.
hooked, and so he's going to render the help action to the next attack
Okay.
action against it, and then sort of fly away.
Okay. Sounds good. Lilith, you are paralyzed.
Can't
Yeah,
do
can I
anything.
do anything about that?
At the end of your turn, give me another wisdom save.
Well, my turn is that, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
the end of your
there's
turn.
nothing I
Yeah,
can do.
end of your turn. No.
It just means like
Whoa!
Okay.
you got a nat 20.
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, since you rolled a nat 20, some sense shakes into you, and you are no longer paralyzed.
Cool.
Wow,
So I kind
you're
of-
lucky.
So that's it for
You
my
snap
turn.
out of it. Yep, and that's it.
Alwyn.
I'm going to reach a hand out and say, "It's time to take a chill potion." And I'm going to cast Frostbite. It needs to make a con saving throw, please.
It's a chill potion.
She was my mom.
11.
That fails. So it takes 1d6, 2 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay.
Weapon attack roll.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Percy.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot it again. This time do I have advantage? Was I hidden?
Yep.
And I have people in 5 feet now, I think. Ooh. So 24.
That'll hit.
Great. And I get a sneak die. That's 5. 8 piercing damage.
It does not do as much as you hoped it would do.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna move back another 5 feet, and I'm gonna attempt to hide again.
Okay.
Where are you hiding?
Probably like, how big is the little cottage?
The cottage is not a large cottage. There was enough for about 2 beds, but it's one single room, basically.
So like outside, since I was in the doorway, I moved 5 feet.
I would
to,
say
like,
it's
the side.
probably like a 20 by 20.
Okay, is the door in like the middle or like off to the side?
In the middle.
In the middle, okay. Are there bushes?
Thank you to Lynn Loves Yoda for 13 months.
Hey!
She also said that the girls make our stream even cuter.
Well, thanks, Jen. I mean, Lynn Loves Yoda.
Is that your Jen?
Yeah,
No, it's not that.
that's her middle name.
Are there any like bushes like in the front of the house or
Yeah.
anything? So I'll probably be like crouching in a
I thought
bush
it was
like on the
about,
edge of
like,
the
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you roll to
like-
hide?
Like
yes, I
Lion
rolled a
and-
19
like Jen
plus
was taken?
5,
No,
so
no.
another 24.
Okay. You feel as
Sure
if you're
which
pretty
way.
hidden.
Okay.
All right. Its turn.
Oh god, it's still grappled
So
to
disadvantage. Let's hope we don't kill Lawrence right now.
What?
My food. Which I need
I think I'm gonna kill Lawrence.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What's the roll?
That's a 20 to hit him.
oh no.
I don't understand. Oh wait.
Lawrence, you're dying.
Lawrence,
It's a
does a
16.
20 hit you?
Yeah, his is 16.
No, I will cast shield.
Okay.
Nice.
So you cast shield, and it tries to pull the blades out and come back in, but it misses.
Just at the nick moment, just no.
All right, good on you. It is your turn.
I'm going to like we gotta get this thing out of here. I'm gonna cast bonus action cast wrathful smite on Yakwa and then try to attack.
Okay.
18 to hit.
That'll hit.
It needs to give me a whiz save.
4.
It will fail. So it does 7 piercing damage and 5 psychic damage.
So the piercing doesn't do as much as you hoped. And how much psychic?
5.
5. Okay.
And it must spend. It is frightened until the spell ends,
Okay.
but it can keep making its check on each of its turns.
So attacks against you are disadvantage, and it needs to move away from you if it moves.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Play.
Can I see it from outside?
How far away are you?
Uh,
So it's right at the door.
If she was at the door, then I moved her back 15 feet. So I'm, I don't know.
15, 20 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
You can kind of see where your party's at and where
Okay.
the
If
general form of it is.
Okay. If I wasn't there before, I'm gonna step in front of her to kind of like shield, and then I will bonus action cast Magic Stone and pick up some rocks, and I will attempt to sling it.
Okay.
20.
Yep, that hits.
4 magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then I will hang right there.
Orion.
He's going to again.
It still has the help action, by the way. Nobody's used it yet.
Yeah.
Or did you use a help action?
Nobody.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to again fly by and render the help action to the next next attack to.
Here, let's do this. Roll a d20 real quick just to see if you net 20.
Nope.
Okay.
So yeah, same thing. He's
Okay.
going to do flyby.
All right. Lilith, you can act. What would you do in this situation? You know this to be your mother, but it is
But
obviously
it's not my
your
mother anymore, so I'm gonna get my crossbow and attempt to just. I guess I have to drive to. I'm 15 feet away, though, right?
You can shoot.
You're good.
I can
And
still
you
shoot.
do have advantage because he rendered the help action. His owl distracted the creature.
Okay.
So you roll 2d20 instead
And
of
then the
1.
higher.
Yeah, take the higher.
And if you stand up, you can shoot over me perfectly fine.
6
Plus 7.
plus 7. So.
Just
15.
missed it, unfortunately. So you shoot a bolt, and unfortunately, it flies right past.
I guess I'm still shaking up
A little bit.
a little bit.
A little bit.
So can I move back?
Yep.
Okay.
So you move back. Alan.
Again, with the frostbite, need a con save from it.
13.
That's right on the money.
Ah, sorry, man.
And I'm actually going to move back like 15 feet away from the cabin.
Okay. Percy.
So, would Alwyn have told all of us that there were 2 people in the cabin?
Yeah, I said it.
I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if you just told her. And would we have noticed that the other person is now like probably escaped through the window?
said that when you
You
walked in.
so you saw the whole room,
Mm-hmm.
and you only saw the creature you're currently fighting, and you did notice that the window behind was open.
Okay. I think I probably would have been like worried that maybe the other whatever the other creature was might be trying to like sneak up on us. So I think what I'm gonna do is walk like 30 feet around to like the other window if I reach far enough, and I want to see if like the other creature is like out there
So you just want to look to see if you can notice somebody else around the house.
sneakily.
Okay, so give me. You're currently stealth, so give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Perception. 12.
12. You look around. You don't see any other figures in the darkness that would make you think that you.
It stayed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
And can I do my bonus action hide again?
Yeah. Its turn is going to try to attack you
11.
at disadvantage. Did
Did
you move away from it?
No, because I'm still grappled. It's just frightened.
Oh, okay, so it's just going to try to attack you at disadvantage. It'll just stay where it's at. 11.
That was
All right. And it will stay right there. Yes. How long did it have that it was frightened of you?
Until the spell ends, which is duration up to a minute.
Okay.
Cast Eldritch Blast. Oh, it'll be right up in his face. Green Flame Blade on the Aqua again.
Okay.
So close. 24.
That'll hit.
Uh, 4 piercing, 3 fire.
Okay. Y'all done?
Yep.
Play.
If she moved back, I'm gonna move back the same to kind of like just protect her, I guess. I don't know if she can. Well, she seemed distraught. And then with my
And she can't fire her crossbow.
yeah, clearly she's still distraught because she missed.
Stubborn.
So I will do another sling stuff.
Glad
Nope.
you heard that.
Yes, gnomes love the
13.
Just miss.
They
Man, that's 2 just misses.
I
like
know.
that hot fire.
Orion.
Shape now.
Help action.
Yeah, another flyby.
Okay.
And help action.
Lilith.
I'm gonna move up some and try again.
Okay, it's advantage. You do have the help action.
Get him.
17.
That'll
18
hit.
actually, because you're adding that number 11 plus 7.
Oh yeah, sorry, 18.
Yep, that hits. Roll a d6 plus your modifier.
So basically that next number right there is your damage.
This one?
Yep, that's a d6.
Wait, what is it?
It's right here. So you have your range, your hit, hit, and then damage. So it'll be the 1d6 plus 3.
So 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. Didn't do what you thought it would do, but it did hit it.
Can I move back some? Or...
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Game
Alan.
question. Isn't there a way to add animals to your sheet?
Yeah, extras.
Is
The
it?
extras tab. Frostbite again.
12.
That fails. So it's going to take 6 cold damage,
Nice.
and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack.
All right. Percy.
Did I make it around to the window that's open?
On the back side of the house? Yes.
Can I see the creature through the window?
Yep.
I'm gonna attempt to shoot it.
Okay, you have advantage.
12. It's kind of cocked.
You can re-roll it.
That's even worse.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
missed it,
I missed.
unfortunately.
Okay, and then I'm gonna attempt to hide again.
If you roll in that one, I'd say it hit Yaz.
Stealth is 15.
Okay. You feel as if its concern is not currently on you, so you are stealthy.
Great.
Its turn. It's going to try to attack Yaz again. Disadvantage.
Poor Yaz.
Yes, queen.
19.
You don't have another shield?
I use it on Raph for somebody to try to force it to flee, but frightened didn't do what I thought it did.
So you take 9 piercing damage, and you take 3 necrotic damage.
I'm down.
You see your friend fall limp on the ground. And then, who was next after them? So you and Lilith moved back. So the next would be you.
Like 15 feet back down.
So it will scuttle up to you.
Okay.
And it will end its turn here. Yaz, give me a death save.
Bad, but not the worst. Fail.
Fail? Okay. Alright. Play. You saw your friend fall to the ground.
Oh no. I will run up to him. Did the creature already move off?
Moved up to Alwyn.
Okay. Then I will move up to you and I will cast Cure Wounds. Because I am now the official cleric in the party.
Hey, druids are good healers, man.
Yeah. Ooh, what's up? Maxed it out. So 8 plus my spell 10.
Nice. Alright, so you're back up.
Yep.
Staying right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you allow me to wild shape into a velociraptor? It says forest on it. I am a forest druid.
Are there raptors
I would say that there are no raptors you have come in contact with.
Damn it!
This is not choice.
This is bullshit.
Alright.
Brandon.
Flyby?
Yes.
Okay. Lilith, you see the monster has moved up to your new friend Alwyn.
So we're next to me,
No, him.
but am I next to him?
No. You were off from the party because you stayed at range to shoot.
So the monster is like next to him.
Yeah.
And about to attack him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
I
like?
look extremely squishy.
Can I like run up to them and use my rapier to stab it?
If
And
you
the-
want to put yourself up there, you can drop your hand crossbow, pull out your rapier, and try to stab it.
Well, I mean, what if I accidentally shot him? Because how close is it?
You
Though? Is
probably
it like
wouldn't.
on him?
No.
Okay.
it's
All right. Well,
not.
then I'm just gonna try to shoot it.
Okay.
You have advantage.
21.
That hits.
Okay,
Roll a
so
d6 plus your modifier, which I think is 3.
Yeah. 8.
8. All right. So you are finally starting to see that this creature is looking a little worse.
Oh my god.
What do you mean?
Just now looking hurt.
So it is now bloody, technically, even though.
Oh, looking worse, like dying. Okay.
It might be time to run. Because it's my turn now, right?
It is your turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, it might be time to run, and then I'm actually going to two ways I can run.
So you do know that across the way of this farm, you guys do have something else you need to look into.
Yeah, I know. But seeing as how we're not doing very well against this thing.
I mean, you made progress.
Yeah, after a long time.
Give me an insight check.
Can't leave it there.
14 plus
14?
3, 4. No, it's 17.
Something pops into your head when you recall that these creatures have a negative reaction to light sources.
Oh, I know that. I already know that, and I don't have any light sources. So
maybe you can remind your party of that?
Yeah, I will do that though. I'll shout to somebody, light, like fire, something that would cast light on this thing. Because I can't do that.
Got it.
But I am going to. How far away is the door from me? Like 15 feet? I'm gonna disengage and try to get into the cabin.
Move behind them.
Yeah,
Okay.
move behind him. Mainly.
Also, you can pass through and enter in behind them into the cabin.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. So you all heard him yell out, somebody needs to light a torch or provide a light source. And Percy.
I'm gonna attempt to shoot it again.
Okay.
And not listen to my party.
Maybe I didn't hear very well. That's gonna be 23.
That'll hit.
Ooh.
Just to FYI too, to those of you that are shooting,
12 piercing damage.
you've been noticing that it's not doing what you think it's doing.
I know.
Okay.
How much piercing?
12.
But that's all I got, Captain.
All right.
That's the unfortunate
And
thing in
then-
making a one-sided character.
Hide.
Does only one thing.
17.
Okay. So it just being shot by you is going to turn around. It sees you two. Odd or even?
Even.
You're on the other side of the cabin, right?
I'm looking out. I'm on
It's
the
going to
outside
move up
looking
to
through the
you and
window.
it's going to try to attack you.
Son of a bitch.
18.
Yeah.
So you take 10 piercing and 6 necrotic damage as it pincers you. Are you still up?
Down to 1.
Oh my god.
So you just see your druid friend just get hit real hard, and you are now currently grappled.
Good.
Yes.
I light a torch.
I have a plan.
You see as you light the torch,
Out.
it kind of rear backs and exhales like you've heard, and it almost seems bothered by this torchlight.
So I have a two-part question. Is there a fireplace in the house?
There is.
Could I guess that if I throw the torch in the fireplace, it'll give the same result?
I will say that for your full action, since you lit the torch, if you all also want to try to do that, you can move up to the fireplace and try to light it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that and try to pass it.
As you move away, it's going to come out with one of its other legs and try to stab you as you move past.
Jesus.
16.
Exactly. Yep, that is.
It does 9 piercing damage as you move away from it.
Still standing here.
And you stick the torch down,
Mm.
and you see it start to flame up a bit.
Okay. And I still hold on to the torch.
Yep.
So you got 2 things of fire going.
Okay. Play. You are grappled and hurt bad.
Yep.
Thunderstep.
Close. Eric's gonna come out, and he's gonna start like.
Eric is his squirrel, by the way.
Yeah, Eric is my squirrel.
And Eric.
And he's also my druidic focus, so I cast my spells through him. Oh yeah, sorry, forgot to do my Eric cure wounds. But Eric's about to do something else, so. So how is he grappling me?
You have 2 pincers into your abdomen right now, holding you.
Okay, but he's like away, kind of.
In front of you, yeah.
Yeah. So Eric's gonna come out and he's gonna turn to like a fluorescent like blue color, and he's gonna start wrapping around my body, just running, and you just see like this glow, and then I'm gonna thunder wave
Okay.
and move him away.
All right. So what is your roll?
I need a Constitution saving throw.
6.
That's a fail.
Huh.
3 thunder damage, and he
And
gets
it moves
pushed,
10 foot back.
pushed away 10 feet.
All right. So the pincers come out of you. Doesn't feel too good, but it flies back 10 feet, and you're standing there.
Am I close to the cabin?
Yeah, you're right in front of the cabin.
I'm gonna run in that cabin.
Okay. All right. So you run into the cabin.
So is the monster outside?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right outside the door.
Okay.
Orion.
Do another flyby.
Okay. And Lilith.
So
You just saw this thing blasted back.
can I take my crossbow? Well, I'm outside.
Yeah.
There's
You
no
currently
fire
have
near me.
advantage. There is a light source affecting the creature currently.
Because I still have my torch.
But you have your torch, so can I like?
So there's basically light
take one?
illuminating out the door.
But I want to like light my bow on fire and shoot him. But I don't have any fire, right?
I would say if you had a light source near you, I would give you the opportunity to maybe do it. But
But
since
it's
there's
not near me. Okay, I'm just gonna try to shoot it again.
okay, anybody want a rice cake?
Okay.
I'm good with my candy cane.
Random candy cane. I guess it's somewhat.
Hey, it's
close to
Christmas time.
21.
No, it's not.
That'll
It's
hit.
Thanksgiving time.
You need to take your thing down.
What?
4.
4. So you notice that your bolt that you just shot actually affects it more so now that it is in a light source.
Okay.
Alwyn.
I'm inside the cabin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another frostbite. Con save.
17.
That passes. And then I'm gonna move farther into the cabin, up against the back wall, where that open window's at, and sort of kind of stand off to the side to still give Meowington the.
Line of sight.
Yep.
All right. Percy.
I'm gonna shoot it again. It is 17.
That'll hit.
Is it not within? Oh wait, I had advantage. So that's 7 piercing damage.
All right.
I'm gonna attempt to hide again. Ooh, 22.
So it is going to move in to the house. So inside the house is Yaz, Play, and Alwyn, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm all the way in the back. Just a heads up. So there are closer people.
So between you two, I'll let you odd or even.
Odd.
That's even. So it's going to go after you. 21.
Yeah.
Going down.
Depends.
Wait, if he picked odd.
If he does 18, I'm dead.
So if he picked odd and it's the opposite, it goes for him.
So because he picked
Oh, I thought it would have
and
gone for
and
you.
he rolled even. It goes.
So that's
Oh, I get you.
7 piercing and 1 necrotic.
Yep, down.
All right. Yes.
And look at this thing like, get away from him, you bitch.
All right, Sigourney.
And I guess I'm more than 5 feet away.
Yeah.
That's
Not
fine.
much though. Like if you move a square, you can get up to it.
That's fine.
It just killed Zane.
What?
He's not dead.
Ring flame blade.
It downed me.
Okay.
It didn't something.
Did you use the help action at all?
She already used it.
Sure, you did. Okay. 15.
Did you roll
13?
damage on your last
15.
attack?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Well, one of them was good. 11 piercing and 1 fire.
All right, it's looking really bad. Play. Best save.
Four.
1 fail.
Fail.
Orion, flyby.
Actually, I don't see how that would work. Even though technically in the rules it allows it, I don't see how it works. So flyby, yes.
Okay.
Attacking.
Lilith,
Hmm?
you saw the creature enter the
There you go.
house, and then you heard a very weird yell come from within. Oh no!
So if I want to go in, that's not like my action.
No, you have movement, so you have 30 feet of movement.
So
So you can move within
How-
where you can have
how
a
close?
view. So I would say just use 10 feet of your movement, and then you'll have a good view of inside the house.
okay, well I'm gonna get as close as I can, and do I have advantage?
Yep.
And use my crossbow to attack. 24.
That'll hit. Can you kill it?
Hope so.
5.
Nope. All right, you hit it. It's looking really rough. You gonna stay where you're at?
How close am I right now to it?
I would say you're about 20 feet from it.
I'll move back like 10 feet.
Okay. Alwyn.
One more frostbite.
Okay.
It's gonna do it. I know it.
7. What do you say?
Chill out, bro.
Stay frosty, bitch.
You're as cold as ice.
Can you sing it to her?
1.
It's not dead.
But it has disadvantage on its next
Okay.
weapon attack.
Percy,
I'm gonna shoot it.
you gonna finish it off?
I hope so. Does a 14 hit?
Yes, exactly what you needed.
Good. Other dice was a 1.
That is 12 piercing
That's
damage.
11 more than you needed. How does it die?
I'm gonna shoot it right in its fucking mouth.
Alright.
Then it's gonna go straight through its head.
So it starts its exhale and then it goes as it just kind of hits right through the head.
And I'm
And then
gonna
it just
say-
falls limp and cricks a bit and then just falls to the floor.
And I'm gonna say choke on that.
Alright. So you currently have your friend here.
Who's
Let's go
next
through the
in,
motions.
so-
So Yaz, you are next.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell Percy and Alan, if one of you can hold a torch and try to get this thing outside to light it on fire, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help Plays with.
I'm not that strong. I don't know why you keep thinking I have strength. I don't.
Well,
I
by
can't
yourself.
move that thing.
The gnome and the really small wizard.
You are more well suited doing that than I am.
I'll try to drag it outside.
I'm gonna
Oh, sorry.
get him straight.
I'm gonna give Plays with my healing potion.
Okay.
Woo!
You're not dead.
Do you want to roll a 2d4 or you want me to roll a 2d4?
Your potion.
You're pouring it. Baby, you want any rice cakes?
I'll take a rice cake.
Should we,
Yeah.
we want to take a break right here?
How much?
I think you get I think you get 4.
We will after we get him straight.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 hit points back.
All right.
4.
So you guys work together to pull the body outside.
Yep.
You kind of get the fire started. Takes a little while just because it's a little damp, but you're able to kind of catch and get it going. And you watch as the body burns. How do you react to this situation?
I'm sorry about your mom.
The burning of my mother's body.
Mutilated.
Well, the whole situation that was pretty fucked up.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty rational. Like, I'm upset. Obviously, that's my mom, but I'm more concerned, like, where's my dad, though? Like, where'd he go? What just happened?
I'm upset.
Yeah, I'm upset.
Can I go look on the other side of the building where the window was?
Yep.
See if I see any tracks.
Give me a survival check.
A little bit. But 20.
It's kind of a little fuzzy just because it has been a little rainy, but you do see tracks that just lead far away from the farm.
Can I see if it's going toward another building or anything?
With that check, it looks like it just ran off into the woods.
Okay.
Give me an insight check.
12.
You kind of get the idea that this probably isn't something that you need to worry about right now. Whatever was here is gone now.
Now I'll come back. It's like, oh, I don't know if your dad intentionally, in the right mind, did this to your mom, but I don't think he's here anymore. Seems like he's off into the woods.
We could track him later.
Yeah.
Might be wise to board up this door and maybe take a quick short rest and let you heal up.
Cough up a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I want to investigate around the cabin
Okay. Give me a investigation check.
on the inside.
Do you climb in through
Now,
Yeah. I'll climb
you do
through
see her start to just kind of rifle through your house.
it. Respectfully.
Respectfully, but you do notice that she's searching around.
Can I ask her what she's looking for?
Yeah.
Anything suspicious that could kind of relate back to maybe to the stones at all? Any symbols? Not that I would really understand, but just anything relating back to what we've already seen.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Do you want to help her look around, or
Do you have lanterns in here?
Yeah,
There-
there's
the fire is going? So
Oh, now it's going?
yeah, he got it started. The
Okay.
fireplace.
All right, let's, would you mind if we just shut the door and lock it and close up the windows and stuff so we're kind of inside
Yeah, we need
here?
to make sure we're safe while we're looking.
Yeah.
So
It
you
was
can
5.
advantage because she's
Oh.
going to help you.
7.
7. You don't necessarily find anything.
Okay.
I'm going to sit by the fire and sort of collect my thoughts and try to just sit there for about an hour and see if I can do some arcane recovery. on
So one
myself.
thing you want to do after a fight is if you have like bolts or ammunition, you can say that you want to go collect what you can find, and what that does is you can collect half of what you used. So I think you shot about 4 times, so you can get 2 of your arrow bolts back, so you'll have 18 total now.
When you are shooting arrows and you have like an odd
Yeah, every
number,
time
do
you-
you round up?
You round down.
Okay, I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
so if it's 5,
should I
you
do
track.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Shoot him.
So that's something you want to keep an eye out on, because if there's a time where you're running low, you want to make sure when you go back to town that you can buy some more.
Oh, and
Did you say
don't use
before when
changes for you.
Orion was looking in, there was like a circle on the floor
Yeah.
that was around the body?
You noticed the circle when you looked in.
So I would have said something to him to like check it out. if
Quiver
there's
is
any
for
runes or
holding
anything.
arrows, and you want
What is
a-
Play doing? Just recovering? Okay.
I'm gonna spend my short rest just talking to myself, trying to talk to the Raven Queen
Okay.
about the stuff that's going on and how it seems things just seem to be getting worse.
You don't really get too much from it. You know from your god that.
I mean, I
It
don't expect
doesn't-
her to respond,
Yeah,
but just
just to kind of
fill her in on.
make yourself feel a little better by. Gotcha.
There it goes.
So, during the short rest, what would you be doing?
I'm gonna like look around the whole cabin to just make sure my dad didn't take anything. Like if the valuables are missing, then
Well, since you
Obviously,
know
he
your
would
way
be
around the
coherent.
cabin, give me an investigation at advantage.
Nice.
18.
So while you're looking around, you know a couple spots that your dad has kind of left things of importance, and you find something that you know that your dad worked on from time to time, and you're able to find something called a palm pistol and 20 palm pistol bullets. You also find a little bag of 75 gold pieces.
Little bag.
I'm rich.
So you would hit your currency. So right there, you hit that. Down here, type in 75, and then hit add.
Mm.
So that'll add it to
Well,
there.
I guess I'll keep it. It's my dad.
It's yours.
Yeah.
I would not want to hand that out.
And
if
then
I
the
were you.
gun, I can keep the gun and the bullet.
Yep.
Yep.
And
I
you
didn't have
also
one
find his journal that speaks on how to use the pistol, and also some of his ideas for future weaponry along the lines of that. That's
Like things that he
basically
taught us.
no things that he was planning on building that you might be able to, with your teachings from him, eventually you might be able to actually build them yourself over time.
Pretty cool.
Palm pistol is what you said?
Yep. And then palm pistol bullets.
Okay.
And you have 20 of those.
No, these right?
Palm pistol bullets. Yep, hit add, and then you can go to the palm pistol bullets right there, and then yep. So you're good to
Are
go.
they concealable?
Concealable.
Palm pistol just.
And then
have
if
in your sleeve?
It is like a small
you can
one-shot
actually
pistol.
add in custom items.
You
So
know, just
down
sling
here,
it out
you
of your
custom
sleeve real
items.
quick. And go,
Add custom, yep, and then you go down here to unidentified item, and you can edit that.
It's our
So
short
you can
rest.
Name it whatever you want to
Spent
describe
hit
it.
Dad's
Yeah.
journal.
I spent all my. I needed.
So the short rest will end uneventfully, and we will actually take a 10-minute break. So we will be back in 10 minutes.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Welcome back. So last we left off, everybody in the party destroyed the changed mother of Lilith. Creepy monster. They took a short rest in the cabin just to try to get some health back because they took quite the beating in that situation.
I have some dialogue I want to do after you're done.
Okay. That's basically it. And then now the party's going to decide where they want to go to next.
So during our short rest, Lilith, I know that must have been pretty traumatic, seeing what happened to your mother and then us having to do what we had to do. How are you feeling?
I'm just worried, like, they were acting so weird, I guess, like, from, like, whatever the stones were doing to people in town. So is that going to happen to everyone, or, like, I don't understand, like,
I think
why
so.
is this happening?
I think so. Which is why I think it's imperative that we stay focused, stay moving, and despite, you know, what happened to your mom and wherever your father is, you know, I'm sorry that had to happen to you. It's terrible.
I'm just glad you guys were there, because I don't know what I would have been able to do on my own if I came back. And
I'm glad that we were here too. I think it's very fortunate that you found us.
yeah.
If in the case that this happens to any of us, I would expect all of you to make the same decisions too. If I were to turn into one of these, I would expect you guys to put me out of my misery, or so to speak. And I would do the same for you guys as well. It's very tough, what we're dealing with. But I think it would be wise moving forward to move with torches lit. Light certainly seems to help. I think I'm going to figure out a way to maybe see if I can use some sort of magic to help me be able to cast light. I can't do it now, but I'm sure it's going to take a little while for me to learn how to do it.
Was the torch from before still going, or was the fireplace the only thing going?
Just the fireplace. The torch would have burnt out.
Okay.
Yeah, torches last an hour.
I have a lantern and some oil that I'll go ahead and light.
Okay. You don't necessarily need to now, but...
Okay.
Once we get going.
Okay. Oh, we're still inside.
Yep.
Okay.
This is during our short rest.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
Plays with, how are you feeling?
I feel better.
You look better. Sorry we couldn't keep you from getting knocked the fuck out.
Still smell though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You need a bath is all. But it's your way of life, I understand.
That's fine.
We smell worse in the tubes.
Well, how are you feeling? Because when I met you this morning, you were kind of off, it seemed, from what you are now.
All of this is taking a toll on me. The vision that I had that I told you guys about has me thinking a lot about what's going on. And really thinking about our own mortality, and it's not easy. I sympathize with you losing your mom. I lost my dad a long time ago, and it's been tough. I didn't even get to know my mother because she left after I was born. But I feel for you. So if you need somebody to talk to about what you're going to be going through, I'm here. I've been there.
Yeah, this isn't the first time I've watched my mother be killed.
It's not. So, what you would have noticed seeing the body is that her mother actually, whatever features you could tell, and I don't know if you would have told them any of the story.
That's why I said this isn't the first time, because I was gonna.
Yeah.
I felt like I trusted them enough now that we've been through so much together that I could kind of tell them.
Oh, I thought you said this is the first time I've seen
No,
her
this
be
isn't the
killed.
first
Oh,
time.
I thought you said
Oh.
it was the first time.
That's why I laughed.
Jokes. Mine too.
No,
So what do you mean this isn't the first time you've seen your mother killed?
Well, they basically took me in. They were like my adoptive parents, if you will.
Oh,
My
guess that
real
makes
parents
sense.
were brutally murdered, and my whole village was murdered. And I just stumbled upon Shep and Marlene McDaughtry. Can't even give a straight face. They were kind enough to take me in.
So what's
Who walked up your previous village?
What?
Who walked up your previous village?
I don't know.
Ah.
I just ran. Like, I was only a little kid, so I was just...
Running for
I
your life.
escaped. I think I was like the only survivor.
Well,
that's terrible.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of shit.
you gotta be
Well,
family now.
Yeah, you're here, and you're alive.
Which
We're all alive, thankfully.
Trying to make sure we don't lose any more family members.
Yeah.
It was close.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Can I do an insight check? What I'm trying to figure out is
She's
it seems
lying.
as though it seems as though the dead are changing. But is it only recently dead or all dead?
Give me an insight check.
3.
You definitely notice that there's different forms of this changing. You can kind of think that like it might depend on the people's health, age, their actual constitution could affect the strength of the type of enemy, what rituals might be performed. Now, one thing that you notice is that there was a ritual that was being done here. So you can kind of get the feeling that, obviously this isn't going to be the last form that you see from this situation.
When you were out back, did you see any footsteps for the other figure that was in here?
I didn't, but I know he was looking around as well.
I did. They went off into the woods.
It might be worth it to track him down, maybe, or
Not right away. We should focus on helping Franco.
Give me an
first.
insight check. With that number, you get
it's 20.
you get the idea that with the rain and such, any tracks that may have been there are probably
Gone.
too hard to
Okay.
go to from now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Were there any markings on the floor from the ritual?
Yep.
I would have asked you to look into that, because I believe you probably would have understood them better than I would.
There's markings.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like
On the
a
floor.
ritual circle around where the body was.
Interesting.
Can I do a religion check?
Yep.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on it and see if I can identify.
Do they read us words at all?
No.
7.
Natural 20. Plus
Natural
5.
20.
It's a different kind of.
They're symbols that you feel as if certain spells might help you identify them a bit, but currently with your knowledge of runes and such, you've never seen anything like this before.
Do I know like what school of magic they would come from? Can I kind of?
You recognize that they're with a nat 20, or was it just a unnatural 20?
It's nat 20 plus 5, so
Okay.
25.
So with a nat 20, you recall that you've seen some of these same runes on these stones that you've come in contact with.
Okay. I'll relay that information to everybody as I write down my notes.
And I think, I don't know if that'll still be canon on that. But I want to say somebody did a detect magic to get necromancy.
Yeah,
Like a
he
channel?
did.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So
kind of knowing all that, you would know that these runes have to do with necromantic power.
Almost like necromorphic power?
I don't know.
well,
Just for the fuck of it.
Does Alwyn say that?
No, this is out of character.
Just for the hot fuck of it?
For the next 10 minutes and 6 seconds after our short rest, I'm going to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You get faint aura after the 10 minutes coming from the sigils around the circle. And then other than the items that your party has...
Yeah, nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay.
And you also notice at this time the armor that Lilith is wearing has a faint, smoky billow coming off of it.
What? I'm on fire?
No.
You're dying!
Like, am I smoking?
You have magic.
It's
Magic's on my armor?
Smoking!
You would know it.
Smoking!
Fire?
So your armor that you have is called smoldering armor, so it almost has like a fire billowing coming off of it to give like an eerie creepiness to it.
Oh, nice. Suits you well.
Makes sense with your devil background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like Lava Girl.
Alright, what would you guys like to do?
While we're sitting there, I'm gonna cut my hands, and then Eric's gonna walk down, and as he's walking, he's gonna turn to like a purplish color, and he's gonna lay down on my hands, and then he'll kind of like pulse, and then he'll turn back white and walk back up, and there will be 10 berries in my hand, and I'll cast Good Berry. They're good for 24 hours. And
Okay.
Eat one, you regain 1 hit point.
It's a nice thing to have.
That's all.
Do you let everybody know you have them in case somebody goes down and needs to shove a berry down
Yeah.
somebody's throat?
I'll
Can we hold on a couple of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'll let him.
Would you mind if I just take a couple?
That's fine.
I'll grab 2
Okay.
and then
Wait, how many do you have?
place them into my
We
Oh,
can
pouch.
there's
all
5
have-
of you.
Oh, yeah, we all
we can all
have
have 2.
Okay.
It might be handy to hang on to
I
them.
need to get you a notebook so you can just like write quick notes.
So everyone
and stuff.
has 2 good
Home
berries,
Goods and Marshalls have really cute ones. I need to
Maybe
get
we
a new
can
one.
find a cute bug.
and you can use an action to eat one, and you regain 1 hit point. And it provides enough nourishment to sustain 1 character for 1 day.
Damn.
Good berries
Pretty
are,
cool.
I think they're underutilized.
Yeah,
I
good
like
berries
good
are very
Wait,
good.
what do we get?
You get 2 good berries.
You got 2 good berries. It takes an action to eat one, and then you regain 1 hit point, and it provides.
Are they an actual
nourishment.
item in D&D
Oh,
Beyond,
gotcha.
or do we have to create a new one?
I think they are.
It only lasts for 24 hours, so I mean, I'll just cast it again tomorrow, but it's just something to have for right now.
I just put it in my notebook.
Yeah, they lose potion seed if not consumed within 24 hours of casting the spell.
Did you just say potency?
Potency.
Just making sure you can read.
You know what? Give yours back.
Alright, what do you guys want to do?
To the Franklin residence?
Well, you are at the farms.
No, just the lead from this one over.
Well,
Oh no, because this is
you had something else to do at the farms.
Quintus. Hasn't been seen there either.
I think I gave you something else for the farms.
Let's see.
Yeah, Thermir gave you something to check out. Actually, Balam, he wanted you to check on his friend at the farms.
Sasha.
Is he the hunter?
No,
No.
he's the owner of these farms.
Oh, yeah, looking for Balance.
Thought
Sasha,
that was
his wife.
Mr. and Mrs. McDaltrey.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Yeah, Sasha.
They were just living in a
Shepherd
residence near the
Marley.
farms.
Um,
She did tell you that Balam lives across the way.
I'm going to
okay.
take out a piece of parchment paper and briefly write down the
runes.
the runes, and fold up the paper and put it in my bag.
Okay. A hole starts to burn in your pocket.
Oh shit!
Someone's spending your money.
do we notice any lights on at all in the Balance?
Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
We could see it from here,
Yeah.
inside the cabin, or did we already leave?
If it's across, we should be able to see it.
Okay.
Really bad. 6.
From where you're at, you don't notice any light sources.
It's too dark. I guess I they give the old get up there and see what's going on.
Yeah, we can get going. We'll walk a Just how far away is it from us?
I would say it's about 80 feet across the farmway.
Is there anything in the cabin you want to kind of take before we leave? I mean, this is your home now, right?
I guess. I mean, whatever you guys need. I mean, if there's anything you saw that you think
I would
helpful for our travels.
I would probably lock it up and
Yeah.
keep the key with you. Actually, I'm gonna look around for a key,
Okay.
unless she knows where one is at exactly. Hidden underneath the doormat, or
you would
something.
have a key.
I would.
Okay, never mind.
It's your house. So in all actuality, if y'all wanted to use this as a residence, I mean, I guess you guys have a house now.
Sort of, but we don't know if her dad is still around or not.
Yeah.
He comes back every now and then to check on you.
We should probably close that window, lock it
Yeah.
before we go.
Or and then
Any
close the
other-
shutters.
Probably take
Yeah.
any food or anything that we might
Yeah.
need.
There's a bit of food. I would say that each of you could probably find enough for about 2 rations worth of food.
Each.
Really?
Okay.
It's pretty good.
All right. I will take free rations.
So you just go to rations
she's
in
okay
your
with
equipment, and then just add 2 more to what it should be 10.
Scroll all the way down. Right there, and just add 2 more.
Well, I'll light another torch.
Okay.
And I'll have my lantern going.
Okay.
When we walk out.
So put your characters right there, wherever they would be as you would be approaching the main farmhouse.
That looks good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do?
Approach stealth.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Should we group stealth?
Actually,
Okay, we have lights,
I'll
so-
send Orion and all sort of like, and he'll sort of, and then take off.
Give me a
No.
perception at disadvantage
what?
or regular because of him.
16.
So he flies around and he sees a few windows. It's a 1-story. And the one thing he notices is that not a heavy light, but he sees a faint glow near one of the rear windows.
What color is the glow? Is it like a white light, a warm?
Give me an insight.
Do you want my insight? Because I could see
If you're
through
looking
him.
through him, it'd be yours.
Yeah. Okay. Should be either a 20 or a 21. Let me see here. 21.
You feel as if it's a lantern light that has been dimmed.
Okay. And that's inside the cabin?
Mm-hmm. The windows are closed though.
Are they shuttered too?
Yep.
Okay. I'll relay that information to them. There may be somebody in the house alive.
Even more reason to stealth. We don't know what type of alive they are.
Well, there was... Yeah, true.
So you have a lantern currently lit.
And a torch.
I'll ask, do you guys want me to close this? Because it's the
Is it a
lanterns.
hooded
I can
lantern?
just
Hooded
what I was
Yeah,
gonna
you
lantern?
can just close the hood.
yeah, it's a hooded lantern. I'll just close the hood for now, so
Okay.
we can
You
stealth.
still currently have a torch. You all have dark vision.
Don't toss it, just put it out.
I'll say you can reuse it if you put it out.
Alright. Star Force
That's
fighters.
how you stop 4 or 5.
Don't you do that.
Only you.
Alright, so
You
if you want to group
motherfucker.
stealth, everybody give me a stealth check.
Oh, that's pretty good.
22.
What'd you get?
22.
12.
18.
6 and a 7 for me and Orion.
So you guys feel as if you're pretty stealthy. You can pull that next blue one off. Or purple, I'm colorblind, I don't know what it is.
Just
Well,
blue.
Blurple.
Wait.
Too much? The wrong one.
So it is actually a 2-story. So you can put it back to cover up that front. I forgot what I did there. Okay, so you guys are approaching the house. You can move it back just so you can see the front of it a little bit. There you go. Okay. So you approach, and you see a door.
Is the door open?
Do you head to the door?
I will walk within 5 feet of the door.
I'll have my bow at the ready just in case there's another creature.
Same.
Okay. Okay, so you guys can move your characters to approach the door.
Put me. Get your poker thing. What you say?
Ew.
Craps table.
Sounds inappropriate. And you know these people, right?
I've met them. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be right there.
So I'd probably recommend, like, so if they are still alive,
Yeah.
since you're a familiar face and non-threatening to them,
I'll go up to them.
that, yeah. And then I'll go, like, a few paces behind. Yeah, I'll go, like, behind.
Black one.
Yeah. That's good right there. Where do you
You can put me behind you, yes.
Yours looks like a
One
chick.
square,
It probably is. I haven't got a
Oh.
mini made yet.
please.
I'll move up 5. I'm little.
And I'm actually gonna send Orion up to the door.
So what are all of your passives?
12.
13.
12.
Passive perception.
10.
10. So you had a 13. So as you guys are moving,
Orion's would be 13.
Orion notices it, and I can't really reach that. So one on each side of the forest. Yep. Or back farther into the forest. Yeah, that's fine. As you guys are moving up slowly, you two hear kind of like sticks cracking, and you look over and you do notice, and it doesn't appear that they've noticed you yet, but on each side you see 2 very scary looking creatures that you have seen before, kind of just meandering through the woods there.
I'll very quietly try to relay that to the group.
I noticed that Orion kind of goes, like, turns his head, and he looks, and then I'm like, oh.
So I will say I will give you all a reaction before something happens. So what would you all do when noticing these?
I'm ready my short bow. That's
Yeah.
what.
Should we take them out?
Yeah.
Alright, so
What if they're not?
they're probably
You look
bad.
over and you see some very, almost with features kind of like your mother, but not. They're not on all fours. They're walking like a humanoid would.
Alright, so
I'm grabbing an Eldritch Blast.
me and you will take the one on the right. You 3 take the one on the left. The trigger, just ready an attack, whatever you want to ready. The trigger will be Orion doing a flyby on number 2. Are we all ready?
So I'm gonna get you all to roll initiative just so I can track it.
Yikes.
Going last.
Damn it.
20 to 25. 15 to 20. 10 to 15.
13.
Oh, I got 10.
Orion got a 13.
Would you get 15?
13.
Orion will go first since he is
Okay.
going to be the trigger for everything going on.
Let's see. So
Oh, and I'll tell you, go ahead and pop your lantern. As
5
soon
to
as it
10.
starts.
Oh, yeah, 9.
9.
5 for me, Alwyn.
Okay. All right. So Orion goes first.
4.
So once everybody has everything ready, so I'm going. Me personally, I'm readying a frostbite, and Orion will trigger everybody's actions or readied actions and fly right by number 2, and like, whoo, and then just like fly across his face and render the next help action for the next attack.
All right. Play your next.
I will shoot a produce flame at number 1.
Okay. So you can do it with advantage if you would like because you currently have the help action.
Sure. I guess number 1.
Not on number 1.
Oh, you were number 2? Okay,
Yeah.
so just regular.
But we have surprise, right?
Yep. Yeah, so technically all of you have
Okay.
advantage.
Yeah, basically, Eric's gonna be on my shoulder, and he's gonna turn like a fiery red, and he's gonna spit a fireball at Eric. Ooh, that's way better. 23.
Yep.
Ooh, maxed out 8 fire damage.
Nice.
All right. Next would be Percy.
I would have. I would shoot number 1.
So you have a lantern,
Yes.
so you cannot hold the lantern and shoot your bow at the same
Right,
time.
I would have set it down
Okay.
when I saw
So you
the-
just
I should've
opened
said
it,
that, sorry.
set it, and then take your
Yeah,
shot.
and I would have purposely like pointed it at the monster, knowing
Okay.
that it doesn't like the
So
light.
this is all kind of happening at the same time, so that's fine.
Okay.
So you point it, shoot.
Yep. Ooh, 24.
That'll hit.
And is this considered? Oh yeah. Ooh. 7, 10.
10. All right.
Piercing
Looking
damage.
bad. Lilith. Which one were you gonna shoot?
2.
Okay. Advantage.
21.
That'll hit. So roll d6 plus 3.
4, 7.
7. All right. Halloween. Con save.
Yep, con save from number 2.
Oh
17.
How much?
17.
Pass.
Oh my gosh.
She rolled that.
All right. So they look up.
I saw something behind you.
2 will move to Yaz, and 1 will move to Percy.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Oh.
Yeah.
Does a 10 hit Percy?
No.
And that one's even.
Good.
All right. Orion.
Orion is going to fly by number 1 and render the help action on that one.
Okay. Play.
Okay. So advantage, another produce flame.
Okay.
Eric's constantly gonna be like orange, but when he goes to, he'll get like a little brighter. 22.
That'll hit.
3 fire damage.
All right. It is still up. Percy.
Bonus action disengage.
Okay.
I'm gonna run into this bush, or is that a tree?
It's a tree.
Okay, I'll like run in there, and I'm going to. How far away does a short bow have to be disadvantaged? Is that like okay?
Yeah,
You're
There?
fine.
Okay.
You just can't be within 5 feet.
That is 19.
That'll hit.
My short bow.
Just imagine like you shooting Corey with a crossbow with that short bow right now. Just
They're not in 5 feet of him, are they?
Number 1?
no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Do you have the help action on it though?
I already took it.
Oh. Okay, never
That's
mind.
okay. 6 piercing damage.
It's 5 more than you needed. It goes down.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
It's nice when you get lighter.
And as you stand there,
Great.
Oh.
something comes right up behind you.
Awesome.
And it actually worked out because its initiative was right after yours.
Oh.
All right.
Worked out for the DM.
It's kind of weird.
It's almost as if you made it happen that way.
I actually didn't. Alright. And it is going to try to claw at you. As you turn around, you see something that looks much more frightening than the 2 things that you were just fighting. Does a 24 hit?
Absolutely not.
take 9 slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Good thing I made good batteries.
4.
You are paralyzed for 1 minute.
Damn.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
You said it was 9 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 5.
Lilith.
I'm gonna shoot at number 2. Well, no, I'm gonna try to help her. Right?
I will say you
Should
did
I?
hear her yell out. She was slashed. And you look over and she's kind of like petrified right now.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna go up to her.
It's actually a
up to number 1 and shoot. Do I have advantage?
Right there is from there.
On that one, no.
4, 11.
Unfortunately, the bolt flies over the shoulder. All right. You want to stay there?
Yeah, I'll stay where I'm at.
Alwyn.
Frostbite on number 2.
Number 2 is actually 11.
Fails. It's going to be 3 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack.
3.
Hmm? What was that?
They count. From Sesame Street.
All right.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say something and
Orion.
Gonna see that Percival is being attacked by something much more menacing. Orion's gonna fly by number 1 and then perch up in the trees above him.
Okay. All right. Play.
I assume there's a lot of commotion over there now. I will
Is he on top of the initial?
introduce flame with advantage at
I'm at the bottom of the
window.
initial.
Why did I get you? What did you roll? 4? Okay. Hold on 1 second. It's actually Yaz.
Yeah.
I already rolled, so I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it after that.
Is the lantern still right there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I free action turn it to the light space in number 2?
Yeah.
And green flame blade this thing.
I don't think hooded lanterns. I think they're not
Illuminate
directional.
around.
Yeah, because that's a bullseye lantern. Bullseye lantern is like a
Yeah.
flashlight.
Yeah, a hooded one is just you can turn it off and
12.
turn it on.
Yeah.
To hit.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
It's like pulling a hood up off of it.
Gotcha. That was my bad then.
Okay.
4 piercing, 6 fire.
Yeah, hooded lantern does a 30-foot radius.
All right. It's looking pretty bad.
As an action, you can lower the hood, reducing the dim light to a 5-foot radius, so it's always on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Play.
Same thing. It was a 20 to hit.
Produce flame.
Yep, pretty flame.
Okay, that'll hit. One
Or-
number, the 1 yellow.
Yeah, 1 yellow
Okay.
for 1 fire.
Okay. All right. Percy, you are paralyzed. You can repeat your con save at the end of the turn.
Okay, so I do nothing. Now under my turn. Oh, 20! Unnatural.
You're good. So you are no longer paralyzed. All right.
Climb that tree.
And now he hits me again.
All right.
Yep, and you're paralyzed again.
So it's at advantage, or not advantage, just regular.
Yep.
That's cocked. 17.
Yep.
Pass that save.
10 pierce or slashing damage.
Down.
You see Percy go down.
Kitty cat's down. Did you
All
land
right.
on your feet?
No.
Hey, at least you just went, so you don't have to make a death save. Lilith, you see your cat friend fall to the ground.
Am I no longer paralyzed?
No, you're not paralyzed.
We still don't have advantage over this one.
You do have advantage.
Alright, so I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at number 1. 5.
That is a 2 and a 1.
Unfortunately, the bolt flies over. You want to stay there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alan.
I see number 1 over there doing a fuck on Percy, so I'm gonna cast.
Is number 2 still alive?
2 looks really bad.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh, I got it down. Oh, God,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast frostbite on that one.
On number-
con save number 1.
Okay.
Oh, no.
6.
Fails. It's going to take 1 cold damage and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack.
Stand there.
Yeah, because if I move, I'm going to provoke opportunity attack on number 2.
Yeah, you're kind of
yes.
halfway right now. I assume you're
Yeah.
right.
I was right behind
Green
it.
flame blade again. 17.
That'll hit.
Max damage. 11 piercing and 6 fire.
It goes down.
Yay!
Orion.
And something more menacing appears behind you.
He's going to push off from the top of the tree he's perched in, and he's going to dive bomb number 1 and like fly past him, and then like as it looks like he's about to just dive bomb into the ground, and he's going to go and then kind of glide across.
Is he moving?
And he'll move almost towards me. He could probably get about right there.
Okay. Play.
I will produce flame again. Advantage because of the thing. Ooh, nice. 16 for 7 fire.
All right. Percy, death save.
You can do it.
12.
Well, I was staring at a
1
2.
pass.
I was staring at a 2 and it flipped.
All right. It is going to move up to Lilith.
Oh, it's not going to attack me?
You guys are down. You're no longer a threat.
It has disadvantage. Does a 12 hit you?
No.
All right. It swipes at you but misses. Lilith, it is right up on you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and use my rapier.
So you drop your hand crossbow and pull out your rapier.
No, fuck that. I'm gonna just shoot it with the crossbow.
So if it's right up on you, it's a shot at disadvantage.
It's like
So
trying to
drop
shoot a
it
bow
in
like this.
So I would. You can just remember to pick it back up, but that's if I were you, that's what I would do
Okay.
because you have a better shot with your rapier.
Alright, I will stab the fuck out of it. And
Hold on. Oh, did you roll them together?
wait, that's not even the right one. I didn't roll this.
Well, what was your d20 that you rolled?
3.
All right, so roll another d20. Well, it's better.
So what was it? I said 3. So
8.
yeah.
Unfortunately, you stab at it, but you miss because you're freaked out that it just ran up on you out of nowhere. Sorry, babe.
I was like, that D20 looks like a 12.
All right, Alwyn.
Why is your rapier a plus 5, 3, 4? Oh, you. Okay, never mind.
She's a fighter, so her hand
Yeah.
crossbow she gets a benefit.
I
from.
see it. A frostbite on number 1, because that's all I can do in combat.
12.
Fails, so it's going to take another 1 cold damage.
Okay.
And it has disadvantage on its
Hey, it
weapon
helps.
attack. Yeah.
Um,
That disadvantage on weapon attacks is
really makes it
handy.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Every time.
Green flame blade.
All right.
10.
Unfortunately, that'll miss. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. Orion.
Oh, is it looking bloody at all?
No.
Orion is. You don't look bloody, do you? No. You don't. Do you look bloody as?
No.
Okay. Orion's gonna do a flyby on number 1.
All right. Play.
Now that the coast is clear, I'm gonna run up to the kitty cat, and I'm gonna shove a good berry in its mouth. And
All right. So you are stable
Like
with
good
1 hit point.
no.
Well, you are
I
awake.
don't know where yours are. I know where mine are.
You're awake
Okay.
with 1 hit point. All right. Percy.
Yeah. Open your mouth, throw it in there, and just make it eat it.
Okay.
Making some jam.
I guess I'll stand up.
Half movement.
Yep. And I'll be like, you motherfucker. And I'm gonna shoot it.
All right.
You have advantage.
Oh, I do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a 17.
Oh yeah, because I didn't use
That was
it.
a nat 1. So 22.
That'll hit.
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack. 13 piercing.
All right. It is now looking bad.
And bonus action hide.
Okay. You're in the trees.
Nice. 17.
You feel as if you're pretty hidden.
Thank God.
All right. It's turn. Odd or even, babe?
Thank you, friend.
Odd.
Odd.
No problem.
Even. It is going to try to attack you.
What you telling y'all? Even Steven, man.
At disadvantage. 9 doesn't hit you. So it claws at you and it misses. Your turn.
No.
Try to stab it again.
Yeah.
So just regular.
No advantage.
Nope.
14 plus 7.
Yep. You hit. Roll a d8 plus 3.
D8's the diamond looking one.
This one?
No, diamond looking one.
Way
The
weird.
triangles.
This one.
No, that's a D4.
I said triangle. That's my
And
bad.
this one.
There.
This
That
one?
or that one. Yeah, that's
2.
Plus 3.
Yeah.
So you do 5. All
Why
right.
is it a
Still up.
D8? Oh, because
It's
I'm
got
using my
8 sides.
rapier. Okay, I was like, wait, what? I was confused. Okay.
All right.
I usually just lay mine out from big to small, so it's always right there.
Halloween.
Con save. Another frostbite at it.
11.
Fails. It's going to take 4 cold damage this time.
Ooh, and disadvantage.
And it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack.
All right. Yes.
Green flame blade. 11.
11 will miss. Sorry, man.
Yep. Get
Orion.
them all.
Another flyby on number 1. And this time it's going to try to like trip him up and get him all.
All right.
Is he going back to the same spot?
Play.
Yeah. This is gonna suck.
It just downed one of my friends, and these people are making me angry. These unnatural beings.
In
I'm
the
gonna
forest.
Reduce flame.
You don't like it when I'm angry.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
All right. Double damage.
You roll that advantage, right? See if you get another nat 20.
He did roll it with advantage.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
4.
That's exactly what you needed.
Yeah!
What happens to it?
I just shoot it like right in the back, because I assume it's facing like that way.
So it catches fire and falls to the ground and starts singeing itself.
Perhaps we should move inside quickly.
Set these things on fire first.
Yeah, do it.
And I'll relight the torch to set these bodies. Well, before I set them on fire, I'll ask I love. Do any of these remotely look like yours?
No. Well, do they?
At their current state, no.
Okay.
I'll show you a picture after this of what they look like.
And I'll put the torch to each of them.
All right. So it takes a few minutes, but you're able to get them burning. You give me an insight check.
As this is going on,
7.
I'm doing something.
7.
Yeah.
Don't really get anything.
I'm gonna go up and knock on the door. And if there's like no immediate like answer, I'm gonna check it to see if it's locked.
It is locked.
All right. Percy, the door's locked.
Okay. Before I go up and help him, I'm gonna ask him if he used one of his good berries on me.
I did.
I'm gonna give you one of mine.
Oh no, that was yours.
Will you use yours on me?
Alright, that's fine.
And
Or to
then,
make more.
and then I'll go up and attempt to pick the lock.
As she does that, does somebody want to help?
I'll help you.
Am I good at it?
She's good at it.
There you go.
So would that be sleight of hand?
No, it'd be Thieves' Tools, which is basically if you were proficient in one of your dex things, it's the same modifier.
Because I have a
Yeah, so
sleight of hand one and a stealth one.
But you could be, she could be like an expert in it too.
So
Yeah.
you'll have, so it might be the same as your stealth.
Okay.
Unless you have expertise in stealth.
Yeah.
No, because her sleight of hand is 7, and that stealth is 5.
Yeah, so it'd be +5.
What do you have expertise? What do you have expertise in?
It's probably
Stealth,
stealth.
sleight of hand,
yeah.
and acrobatics, because I'm a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, +5 to whatever you roll.
Okay. 19.
You're able to take a couple seconds and click. You feel as if you have unlocked the door.
All right, and I'll unlock it, but I'm gonna have Lilith actually go in first, and she knows them, so they're not threatened.
I'm gonna call out and be like, anyone here?
And from above you hear, "Please leave. This is no place for anyone right now." And you hear that come from above.
So it's like a warning.
Do you recognize the voice? Give me an insight check.
Do I recognize? What the fuck? 2.
Nothing comes to mind right now. You kind of assume though that, I guess you would know, like the voice kind of sounds like Balan.
Do I hear
So you
this
can
guy call out?
You can pull that sheet off.
Do I hear this guy call out?
Yeah, you all hear it.
Mr.
Sir, we're here to help. We're with the Dolores.
I don't need any help. Please leave now.
What seems to be the problem?
Stay downstairs or leave.
Is
Do
someone
not
hurt?
come above.
Is someone hurt? Or
And then he stops talking.
Sir, I'm a mage with the Chromatic Citadel. I could help.
Thermir is worried about you, sir.
Tell Thermia I'm fine. Please leave my home now.
Do you want the whole thing gone?
Yeah, you can pull the whole thing off.
Can
So you see kind of a table, the fireplace there, and then you see just kind of like a kitchen-esque area where food would be prepared at.
Can you send Orion upstairs?
You'll see when you say that, my eyes go white, and Orion's gonna fly up to the second floor, not inside, but outside, and try to peek in through the windows.
Can I ask him if he's seen my dad?
What do you say to him?
I'm just gonna ask, is my father with you?
Lilith, your father is not here, but please, I recommend that you all leave now. I need no assistance.
Have you
Okay.
Bye, I hope you find your dad.
I know that things are weird, but the things outside are dangerous.
Once again, please leave.
Does Orion see anything when he peers into the window on the second floor?
So is he flying outside?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check regular.
21.
He looks in and he sees a man sitting at a table with a dimmed lantern, and he's sitting there with a sword in hand, just kind of like leaning on the sword, sitting at a table in his bedroom.
I don't know what to do here.
Would you like a berry?
Well, oh, fuck. What does he look like? Can I tell features?
He looks kind of just like an older man.
Does he look sick? Does he look...
With that check, he doesn't look sickly, no. And as he's sitting there, he starts to hear a rustling on a door coming from Balam's room. And Balam stands up and he walks to the door. And you see him kind of like whisper something into the door. And then the door just keeps kind of rattling. And then he goes back to his table and he sits down.
Does he have a wife?
Alright, I'm going to walk in. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to tell everybody, shh, and then, like, follow me in. And then I'm going to try as quietly as I possibly can walk up the stairs.
You would know that her name is Sasha. I just found it.
Is she like his wife?
Yes. Not saying the person in the room, just you know, because asking that he had a wife. His wife's name was Sasha.
Do you want a stealth check?
Yep.
Okay. That's really bad. So it's going to be a 6 plus 1.
And as you walk up the stairs, you see a closed door, and he says, "This will be your last warning. Leave now. It will not end well for you."
Balam, it's not going to end well for you either. You don't stand a chance what's behind that door. Just...
It's for me to worry about, sir. I ask you to please leave me to my business.
It's for everybody to worry about. This blight is not just affecting you. I understand that you probably
And
feel...
as you get close to the door, you almost hear some like screeching and clawing sounds and the rustling of like a door.
Okay. Is the room... So when I walked up the stairs...
The door is closed to the room.
Okay.
He's speaking to you through the door.
Are we close with, like, we can hear all of this?
I would say you might hear a little bit
Like
of
the
rustling,
conversation?
but
Like, we hear the conversation?
you hear probably his side. You hear some mumbling from behind the door, but you can't tell what like Balam is saying to him
Can
through
we
the door.
call out to him and just let him know that if
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say if we were like hearing his conversation, call out to him and say, "Where's Sasha? If she's behind the door, that's not her anymore."
Well, I didn't reveal that information.
Oh, so we don't. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know that then.
Well,
No.
I mean, you can still ask where's Sasha.
Yeah, where's Sasha?
I would have sat down because I'm still hurting really bad.
And he says, "I have no time for talk. Please heed my warnings and leave my house now."
Balam, whatever is going on, we can let you deal with it. But if it seems as though it gets out of hand, we think we should help you and step in to deal with what's happening.
Balam, if you don't kill what's behind that door, it'll certainly kill you, and then it'll certainly kill others. I implore you to just let us help you.
So what is everybody else doing right now?
I'm gonna try to persuade him.
Yeah, I want to know what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, just trying to talk to him.
Just
try to get
waiting,
him.
I guess.
Yeah, just like trying to get him to talk.
Where is everybody though?
Downstairs.
If he's on the stairwell,
I'm
I'll
at
probably
the top of the stairs, so
I'll
I mean we
probably be
could
at the-
file in through the
I'll
stairwell.
probably be at the bottom of the stairwell.
Okay.
I sat at the table and locked the door.
So basically, I'd be kind of like right here.
I'll join you at the table.
So at this point, he's going to open the door and he's going to put his sword out to
No,
you.
other way.
And then I'm going to give you a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Stairs are the other
Okay.
way. Well,
Oh, up there.
actually, I think he put it in the wrong spot.
Why'd you move me?
No, because you're at the top of the stairs.
I'm at the top of the stairs. Push me in one more. Right there. Okay.
You can do it.
So, would you be on the stairs?
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, because Lilith is standing there with you, you can roll normal.
Ooh, that's pretty good when I'm not good at persuasion. 19. and my hands are up, like I just lean my staff up against the wall and I just hold up my hands.
What did you roll?
19.
You rolled an 18.
Damn.
And as he's standing there, you see the sword start to fall. And then right behind you, pull that green sheet.
Oh, right behind him?
Yeah. So...
Oh, so I'm at the door, basically.
Yeah.
At that door.
No, you're right here. That's a door.
Okay.
So
Oh,
put
the
your
creature.
characters over here now. Where they would be.
So,
Creature must be in that little room then with the door.
So take the yellow one, and as he lowers his sword, and then she's going to move up to him, and then everybody roll initiative.
Shit.
I thought she was in a locked door.
she was, and then she broke out
Busted.
while he was on his back turn.
Busted the door open.
Busted.
Damn it.
Mhm.
20 to 25? 15 to 20?
Oh, 15.
Ten to 15?
12.
5 to 10?
9 for me,
9.
8.
and 8 for Orion.
So
Since you're already at the top.
Okay.
and what for Orion?
8. Orion will go last.
All right. So the door busts down. She moves up, and she starts to attack Balin.
We told you this what happened. Orange.
Wait, who's she? Sasha?
We don't
whatever
know.
that creature was, but
Oh,
I'm
you
on
don't-
up behind the door.
She hits him.
Nobody did.
I don't know about that. You got lucky with that roll.
This music makes me want to go through a haunted house. It's a creepy one.
So it claws into him, and you see him drop his sword and freeze up. Lilith, you were on the stairs behind Alwyn. You heard a door break through, and you're standing there, and you see as the creature moved out, attacked Balam, who you know, and then he dropped his sword and froze up in front of you.
Do I recognize this creature?
Whatever form it has right now, you do not.
Okay, I'm gonna. How close am I to it?
I will say you're kind of in the space of Alwyn.
You
Like
can,
I'm like this close.
you
like-
can move up. Like I can shuffle back, and you can kind of move into my space to kind
And
of
then
give
you just gotta go back to where after you like if you want to shoot at it, you would just have to move back to where you're currently at, unless you want to just get out of the way.
You're allowed to step into other people's space. You just can't end your turn there. So you step in, then you do your thing, and then you step back.
You could also, if you wanted to, you could move into the room after you shoot if you would like.
Okay, well I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Okay, but knowing that if you move into the room and move out of its aura, it'll have an opportunity attack against you.
Okay. Do I
So-
have advantage?
No, just regular shot.
9.
Unfortunately, bolt flies over the shoulder. Where would you like to move?
Back. Behind. Who am I next to now?
You're still next to Alwyn.
Yeah, I'm gonna move back as far as I can.
You want to go down the stairs?
No, just get behind him.
Okay. So currently you would kind of be in the way of other people moving in. That's why I wanted to see if you want to move into the room. What you could do is you could move into the room and move around it if you wanted to, and then it wouldn't
Kinda
get an
like
opportunity
by the-
attack.
Okay.
So like if you want to move
By the
like
better
to that
part.
side of it.
So like,
Yeah.
when you get 10,
I mean,
15, 20.
No, it doesn't go through there. So basically, let me see. You would say 5, 10, 15, 20,
Well, there's a door there.
25, 30. You can move like right there.
Great.
If
That's
you
fine.
wanted to kind of get out of the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you move there. It's his turn. He's gonna repeat his throw at the end of the turn. He fails. He still stands there paralyzed. Play.
I guess I hear a commotion. I will get up and move to the end of the stairs. Since I'm sitting down, is that half movement to get off the chair?
No, you can
Okay.
just.
So 5,
So you're right behind me.
10.
So that's 15 over me.
I'll get in front of you,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Do you want to dash?
No. I'll ready a produce flame if anything comes. So.
Okay. Alwyn.
it'll be okay, my friend. And I'm gonna reach out and so I'll grab my staff, so I have something to focus a spell on, and I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on
Valen.
Valen in
Okay.
front of me.
So what does that give him again?
So until spend it. So yes, he's protected against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Creatures of those types have disadvantage to attack him. And he also cannot be charmed, frightened, possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throws against the relevant effect.
Okay.
I know he's most likely paralyzed, but me just thinking, whatever I can do to help him get out of this.
Okay.
The disadvantage will certainly be good. I'm actually going to step into his space, and I'm going to shuffle around him and step into the corner, which would give number one an opportunity to attack.
That's not right there?
Yep,
21.
that'll hit. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
So you take 8 slashing damage, and I need a con save.
Alright.
Baby rice cake.
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Oops. 8.
8. So as you try to move away from it, you are now paralyzed.
Alright.
So you see.
Yeah, I'm right there.
So Lilith, you see Alwyn freeze up.
I'm gonna move in.
Hold on, it's not your turn.
Oh, I thought you were telling me what I heard.
Yes.
So 10, 15, 20. I can't get any further than that. So that'd be 30. Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
20.
That'll hit.
For 5 force damage.
Alright. You staying there?
Yeah, but as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Hex Blades curse on it.
Okay.
I should have done that before, but that's it.
Alright. Percy.
I'm going to use my feline agility to double my speed and get all the way up there. So now I assume this block is the same as this block?
Yes.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Does that...
Yep.
Even though he's... Okay. 35...
40, 45.
40, 45...
50, 55. If you want to go into Balam's...
If I stay here, would I be able to shoot
Yeah,
this?
and then you could step back if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah, I'll stay there just to shoot him. Is that regular? Or do I have advantage because I have friends?
It's regular.
Regular. Oh, I only get my sneak attack. Okay. That is 12.
12 just misses.
Okay.
So arrow flies by.
And then I'll...
Step back?
Yeah, I'll step back.
Okay. Alright, y'all done?
Yep.
Orion.
Orion is still outside.
This goes back to...
He's going to fly down 10 feet, fly through the door. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So he'd basically be able to like fly in through the upstairs door. So he actually sort of like
hovers over.
He actually perches on top of. No, he's gonna dash. He's gonna dash and get in all the way into the room, and he's gonna perch on the table in the corner.
Okay. All right. All done.
Yep.
All right. It is going to attack Balam at disadvantage. And miss. And then it's Lilith's turn.
Okay, am I close enough to use my...
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, you could drop your hand crossbow again and then pull your rapier out.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I succeeded on my con save. By the way, the concentration.
Do we have advantage or should we still...
Just regular.
25.
That'll hit.
Get him.
And then it was an 8.
D8. Yep. Plus 3.
8.
8. Alright. All done? Staying there?
When am I able to use my,
Action surge?
yeah.
You could do it now if you wanted.
Can I do it again on that one?
Yep, you could attack it again.
So you would there and
then just hit
yeah,
that?
just hit that. So that shows you used it, and then you can just go back there.
Okay. And then
We've been forgetting something
15.
too. I'll tell you after this.
15, that'll
15.
hit. That'll damage.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. It's looking bad.
Nice.
Balam will go for his save. Fails again. Or it's at advantage, right?
If it's a charm,
If
No.
it's a if
So
it's
he
just
fails. He's still
paralyzed.
paralyzed.
One thing we've been forgetting: when you hit a paralyzed creature, and you're within 5 feet of hitting it, it's considered a critical hit.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to be.
I don't think any of that's happened though.
It's happened against him because you were paralyzed. Weren't you paralyzed? Oh, you were grappled. Never mind.
I was paralyzed and then I went down.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And he's missed everything.
He didn't hit
against
you
the
after
power.
that though.
Yeah.
No.
But
Oh, I was paralyzed. I came out of it.
but since
and
we
then it got me.
have two
Or-
paralyzed people in the room with it, me
Who else is
and Balan,
paralyzed?
that's why I'm saying it.
Oh, you're paralyzed?
Yes, I am
Oh.
fucking paralyzed.
Play.
Oh.
don't want to take an opportunity.
You'd have to dash to get in there right now.
Yeah, I assume if I can't make it, I'd have to dash.
You could
or
dash
not move.
behind him if you wanted, or the thing. You could probably get to behind it if you dash. Because it'd be 30 to get to Balaam, and then you could kind of dash through.
That's fine. I'll dash into the room.
So just behind number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, as my bonus action, Eric's gonna come down off of me, and he's gonna turn a transparent, ghostly kind of feel, and he's gonna start working his way and circling the room, and he'll start to change into a bear,
Okay.
and he do a ghostly spirit. So everyone in the room has extra 7 temporary hit points that I choose. So I will not choose that creature, but I'll choose everyone else.
Okay.
And in addition, you and your allies gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws as while the aura is up.
Yeah.
Okay. Alwyn.
So everyone can have
End of your
7
turn.
temporary-
Yep. Attempt to save out of this.
You don't get more than we have, though, right? So.
No.
Yeah, if it's temporary,
So-
you do.
That temp part?
13.
You are no longer paralyzed.
Wow. Okay, I snap out of it. I'm like,
It's low. It just
Okay.
it's one of those
So
things.
it'll be
It'll
like-
take away from that before it goes down.
Yes.
Shut up, Siri.
You gonna move to the side of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna move to right there.
Okay.
That green flame blade.
Okay.
$17 hit.
That'll hit. She wasn't phased at all.
I know.
What were you doing?
I kind of looked and I was like,
Oh,
And
I
you
didn't
didn't
notice
even
that
tell
part at all.
The Hexman's curse, it says it does +2 damage to all damage rolls. Is that? Oh, but the.
So you just add +2 to your whatever damage you do.
Yeah.
that looked like the best totem for the time. Something like that. Yeah, it could be also.
So it does. Okay. 10 and 2.
Alright, that's exactly what you needed. It falls limp.
Alright. Look at Balaam and see how he's doing.
He's still paralyzed, right?
Yep.
Try to shake him, grab his shoulder, and just sort of shake him.
He kind of awakes and falls kind of to his knees, and he looks at the body and he starts weeping.
Once I see the danger's gone, the bear will shrink back to the squirrel and then come back.
Okay.
So everyone loses their 7 temporary points.
Sorry, man.
I thought it would last longer. I was like, I need to do something.
Eh,
Since I had to dash in.
we'll take it though. I
Yeah.
mean, you did it.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
And you see him there just kind of crying to himself.
Balaam, I'm sorry. We were really trying to help.
For some reason, I thought that I would be able to do something to change her back. I guess that was silly of me to think so. And he stands up and he picks up the body and he looks at you all and he says, I won't be coming back here. If there's anything that you can find of use, please take it, but I believe that this world is done for me without her in it.
Where will you go?
He's gonna kill himself.
First, I'm going to find out what I can do with her body, and I don't much know what I plan to do after that, but I know I'm not going to come back here.
I'll let you do it, but it seems to be the best way to deal with people who change is to burn their bodies.
Thank you.
If anything, I may not have a torch, but it seems you may be more comfortable in doing the setting up the fire.
I'll figure it out.
Do you plan to head into Delora?
Probably not, no.
What would you like us to tell Thurmir?
Just tell him that you found both of us dead. And he takes her body and he...
Before he leaves, I would have pulled out 2 rations. Or, actually, I'm going to say 4 rations from my bag. And I'd stack the little wrapped packages of them up on the table for him.
He says, I won't need those. And then he just...
Can I roll an insight?
Sure.
What he means by that?
This is depressing.
It's a dark
Welcome
world.
to a horror-based homebrew. Well, y'all would have killed him if he hadn't rolled so high, because he was going to chop the fuck out of y'all.
11.
11? You get the feeling that he doesn't want to be in this place anymore.
He's not long for this world.
It's not the right time for a period.
Give me a second to look at my backstory, how I would react to this, because...
I feel like I should try to, like, talk to this dude.
What do you want to say to him?
I mean, I lost my parents, too. Like, we need to try to stick together
Yeah,
and
suck it up. Buttercup.
like-
Yeah.
fix this, because she's not the only one that's being changed.
I'm sorry, Lilith, but she was my last tether to this world, and I don't think this is a place, especially with what's happening, that I want to be a part of anymore.
I hate to sound morbid, and I'm sorry, Lilith, and please don't be offended by what I'm about to say, but when you do take your journey, make sure that make sure you don't come back.
I'm triggered.
I.e., stab yourself and then let your body fall over your wife's burning body. So
Oh
you
my
can-
God. You say that?
No. But I'm trying to insinuate towards something like that.
You get the
when I
idea, he
say
gets it.
that.
And I'm trying to reach out for a handshake. Just to say, be well in your travels.
Says thank you, and out of all of you, I think that you might do of most use of the sword you see on the ground there. And he takes the body and he walks out of the house.
Peace be with you.
I grab my rations off the table and put it back in
And
my
then
bag.
the raven cleans back.
I'm kinda
I'll
depressed.
pick up the sword that he dropped.
It looks like a very, very well-made longsword.
You want me to see if I can figure out if that thing is magical for you?
Sure.
Did you already leave?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll hold on to it. I'll grab it from you and just set it on the
Slice
ground,
his
open
hands
my
open.
spell book, and then for the next 10 minutes, 11 minutes actually,
And he
and
can't identify again. It's another vision.
I'm going to cast Identify on this sword.
Okay. While he's doing that, what would you all like to do?
Look out the window to see where he's going.
You look out the window and he is carrying a red can and he is headed towards the...
Red can.
Let's go.
Does it have a yellow spout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Portal.
we look to see
It
if
actually
there's
might
any,
be black or a blue
any like
can.
Does it
weapons?
smell like petrol?
Give me an investigation check to check the room.
Pour it all over himself. Set himself on fire.
18, 21.
You find a loose floorboard next to the bed.
Oh shit.
Can I get some assistance in moving this bed?
Sure, who do you tell?
Is it next to the bed or under the bed?
Next to the bed.
Oh.
Oh, you should be able to lift
So they
it.
can just lift it?
Yep. You find a pouch. Well, it's actually a small chest.
Oh, I'm gonna be like, hey guys, look.
Is it locked?
Sorry, I can't look right now.
Is it locked?
Waxing on and
I
off.
found a chest. Anybody interested in
Sure.
this chest?
I'll take a look to see if it's locked.
It doesn't appear to be locked.
What's in it?
I'll ease it open.
You see a multitude of little golden coins.
Oh shit.
How many?
Multitude.
You spend your time counting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have like 11 minutes. In here.
There are 120 gold pieces in this chest.
Split them up.
Yeah. Seeing as though I don't think he'll be needing these anymore.
Yeah. 120 divided by 5. We each get.
So it's an odd, like
24.
No.
20. Well, meaning like there's going to be some leftover.
Out of 120.
Wait, no.
24.
Wait.
5?
Yeah, so 24. You're right.
24.
I'm bad at math right now. So you each get 24
I was like, no, it should be
gold
fine.
pieces.
24 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Has enough time passed that we can do either like another short rest or a long rest?
I would say the fact that you just took a short rest, it probably wouldn't make sense to do so now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we could technically.
You can
a
take
short
as many
rest.
as you want. It's just it's one of those things where you try not to abuse it, just because if you could just like
Like,
fight
do a
short rest,
battle.
fight
Yeah,
short
because
rest,
remember,
short rest.
Yeah,
every
battle.
time we
Wait
take a
now.
short rest, it's an hour. So we're wasting time.
Yeah.
And you're chancing
Equipment?
That's why I like
And
keeping
then
track
hit
of
the
time on
currency up at
Mondays,
the top
'cause
right
it,
of that
like,
square.
regulates that.
See
Yeah.
to the right.
If you need
Up,
more
right there, see
good
currency?
Here you are.
Click it, and then you could down there
Oh,
type in
and I gained
24.
temporary hit points.
And then
No, they're
They're
gone.
gone now.
Wait, what happens? Well, I need to look at this thing.
So after your 10 minutes is up, you find out that it is a +1 longsword.
Hey.
it's a very good longsword.
Nice.
Make good use of it.
I sure will.
Can I go investigate the downstairs?
Yep.
Try an investigation.
Yep.
I guess he's not going to use it anymore.
4.
So.
4. I mean, you find a couple food scraps, but you can tell he's probably been locked up here for quite a while.
Okay.
Excuse me. Might be good food for Garrett.
Hey, I got some food for Garrett.
Thank you.
Is he still here?
He's outside somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I didn't bring him inside.
Okay. Forgot about him.
Is the house cleared out now? Like we found everything, or should we keep looking?
You feel as if you've probably found everything of use.
Inside? Do you have any outdoor like sheds or anything?
There's like farmland here.
But is there like anything we could investigate outside, like a shed that might have weapons?
Or
Yeah, you
swing
could. You give me an investigation for outside.
10.
You gotta roll it in.
It's got to land in there.
Oh, fuck. 2, 5.
Yeah, you look around. You feel as if, despite the fact that you know this to be like a pretty busy farm in its day, because it hasn't really been taken care of in quite some time, there's just not really much else.
Okay.
Thank you to Cedric Sky for the 24 bits.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate it.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. All right. So, what would you guys like to do now?
I
You got about 15 minutes.
I leave the sword on the ground for you to pick up. I put the pearl necklace back in my bag, and then is there anything else out here that we need to do before we head back into Delora?
Yes. Go check out the Franco house.
And also, there was another place too, Quintus's.
Yep. I'm not sure if Quintus would be before Franco.
Well, we'll certainly hit the first one that we can get to.
Do you know a person named Quintus?
Doesn't ring a bell.
What was his name? Quintus Nielsen.
You can give me a history check. See if you have heard of him.
All about the
7.
7? No, haven't really come in contact with him. So where you want to hit? Rolls or
So what did you guys have planned before I brought you into this mess?
We were coming out this way anyway.
Yeah, so you just kind of expedited. And
At least we learned what to do with. Well, we still don't really know why this is happening to people, but
we
Well,
kind of
you
guessing
know-
that it's the
It has
it's
something to do with the
it's
monolith.
yeah, but
I
we're not
think,
sure how it does it.
or why, or what the purpose is. And now the ocean is involved too. I don't.
Yeah, the fish. Well, not necessarily fish, but the water itself is affected.
Well, my vision too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What's the next house in the neighborhood here?
Let's see if we can find Quintus Nielsen first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Percy, are you okay? I look you over. Are you still bloodied?
Here you go. Here's some good berries.
Oh, it's okay. It's only 1 hit point. You keep
But
it.
1 hit point adds
I
up.
still have one that I haven't eaten yet. I'll go ahead and eat this one. So
Do we have any healing potions?
I used my
Anybody?
last one.
Any healing spells?
If you guys want to take a short rest before your next
use the
endeavor,
last
in
one
all
for
actuality, you can. So,
alright. So
if you want to just stay in the
About what
farmhouse-
time of day? Can I roll like
We started at around 9.
an intelligence check to
Let's
see?
see.
A clock check. Could I roll a clock check sometime?
Because granted, there are isn't there a feat that allows you to accurately
No, the
tell
time of day,
what
yeah.
time? But can I do an intelligence check to kind of
I
figure?
will
a
say,
nature check.
give me
Survival
a nature check at disadvantage, because since it's dark all the time,
Yeah.
even like everybody in the area,
I'm just trying
it's
to
hard for
figure
them
like
to realize
we
the
left in the
time.
morning. Like we left like 8 in the morning, and I'm trying to figure
Or just how much
like
time
how
we
much
spent.
time we've been out.
I would say it's about noon right now.
Okay. All right.
Damn, we got a lot done.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
we
it
can-
was about an hour travel, so that would be 9 to her house. I would say you were there 2 hours because of what you did, and then the short rest. So 10, 11, and then it took you about an hour to do what you just did. So I would say it's about noon.
All
So
right.
you guys want to take another short rest so she can recoup?
Yeah, that might be best. We could take it up here on the second floor and just shut this door here. And,
The downstairs is locked as well.
Oh, you locked it?
Mhm.
Oh, good job. All right.
All right.
Eric seems tired.
So you guys make sure to trigger your short rest.
I'll walk over to the bed and sort of pull the covers back for Percy so he can sort of lay down over there.
Press what?
You know how to trigger your short rests.
will I click
Plus what?
this? Or is that not it?
You gotta
No, no,
click
no.
confirm.
So you
Oh,
go up
like
here,
9
your little
plus
drop
2.
down right there, and then hit the short rest. And then if you spend any hit die to recover hit
Do you think I
points,
should
have you been
bother
hit at all?
using my
No, you're
last
good. So you just hit take short rest, hit confirm, and anything that
Like
restores on a short rest,
You want to get
it'll come back. So you
Equipment.
can see, yep, you can see that it restores everything for you.
It will be.
All right, I think what we're gonna do is we'll do a little more combo between the players if they want to during the short rest, and then we'll probably call it for the day.
I think I'm good. I help you kind of get set up in the bed so you can sort of recoup your hit points. So, are you spending hit die at all?
Yeah, I spent 1, so I'm back up to 11 out of 14
Okay.
instead of using my 2.
Okay. All right, so they will continue their short rest, and we will wrap it up for the day. Thank you to anybody who came and watched. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subscription. Len loves Yoda.
Yep. Cedric Sky, thanks for the bits.
Yeah. So we will try to figure out the next date that we can play, and we'll keep you guys up to date. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you to Kevin MacLeod for this awesome music. His Shadowlands album. Go check it out. You can find it on iTunes. And thank you all for watching.
Have a good weekend.
See ya.